Obviously, the main event is going to be for the AEW Championship. We have got Hangman Adam Page defending against Bryan Danielson. As well as that, we've got Serena Deeb taking on Hikaru Shida. We've also got Matt Sydal against Wardlow. And then, of course, we've got MJF taking on Dante Martin. So, definitely feels like a decent show, a big show. It's kind of like the last big wrestling show of the year, to be honest. I can't really think WWE don't have anything till day one. We know that we're getting close to, like, they're going to do a best of the year episode. They're doing a taped episode. Some of the Raws might be all right. Some of the NXTs might be all right. But there's nothing that's got this kind of intrigue, interest, hype. There's nothing that's got all of this that AEW have managed to get. So I would say this is kind of like the big final, big wrestling show of the year. There is obviously a good chance that we could get some surprises. I am expecting Kyle O'Reilly. I think Kyle O'Reilly coming in would make sense. I think it means that you can put him with Adam Cole, means that you can put him with Bobby Fish, and you can start to get the Undisputed Era. Obviously, we don't have Roderick Strong. I'm not sure what's happening with Roderick Strong and Roderick Strong's contract and everything, so I'm not sure when that's up, but I'm sure they'd be interested in Roderick Strong. They've already had, I think, did someone tell me that Marina Shafir was wrestling? So she's obviously the wife of Roderick Strong, so everything's kind of in place for an Undisputed Era kind of reunion. So I am expecting things to go that way. There is a poll in the chat right now. Who do you think is going to leave as the AEW World Champion? Do you think it'll be the Hangman, or do you think it'll be Danielson? Which way do you think they're going to go? Personally, I want them to go with Danielson. I think Danielson is a fantastic wrestler. I think he's I don't think anyone has come into AEW, maybe with the exception of Jericho, and had the impact that Danielson has had. I think that his matches have been fantastic. He managed to bring out the best in Kenny Omega already. Like his face work was great. His heel work has been great. He is showing that he is absolute top tier, Bryan Danielson. Absolute top tier. So they might want to put the title on him. He's got great name recognition. They could really milk that and get people talking. Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, the champion in AEW. They could go that way. Or they could just keep it on Hangman for a while. He's only just got it. But I kind of like the idea of him losing it in the first defense, because then you can tell the story of him being a bottler. Him being someone that's not really deserving of being champion. And then you can build him up to another reign in the future. So I kind of like that story. So I don't mind. I mean, look, if they keep it on him, which is what I'm expecting, then fine. That's what I'm expecting. If they take it off him, then I think that's kind of interesting. And it means that they can tell some pretty fun stories. So either way, they can't really lose. They've got two fantastic and deserving people that could be champion. That's going to be our main event. Of course, I want Serena Deeb to win. Legend. So I'm hoping that Serena Deeb can get the victory over Hikaru Shida. MJF against Dante Martin. I'm imagining CM Punk's going to get involved in that. I'm guessing that Dante Martin wins after CM Punk distracts. That means that Dante Martin is the Battle Royal winner. CM Punk then, has got even more fuel for his feud with MJF. So I'm guessing we go that way. And then Wardlow against Matt Sydal. I mean, Wardlow should just dominate that. Wardlow, I think, is going to be, a big deal in the future. So I'm expecting him to win that quite comfortably, to be honest. And then I'm guessing there'll be some other little matches that haven't been advertised. And will there be a surprise? That's the question. Will there be a surprise? So Kyle O'Reilly, I'm expecting. Don't know about anyone else. We'll have to wait and see. I don't mind who wins tonight between Bryan and Hangman, but I do think Hangman retains. Byron said, Ukes is sending me an AEW console game early for the PS4. Very nice. I don't know when that's out, actually. I think it's early 2022, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, we probably are getting close to, like, games being sent to YouTubers and YouTube videos being done. You know, I'd imagine all the big gaming YouTubers will get content out there just after Christmas, I would imagine. And then I'm sure it's scheduled for, like, the first quarter of 2022. So I don't think it's not like January. I think it's like late Feb, March. Could even have been pushed back now. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I mean, everything I've seen, it looks really good. D. Carey said, Austin, I have no idea if he does show up right now. He will run roughshod on the Cruiserweight AEW. I don't know who we're talking about there. Is that Kyle? Is that Kyle O'Reilly? It's too late to keep denying Hangman. The belt is on him. Pull the trigger. He's over. J14 said, where did they insert Kyle O'Reilly tonight? If they do want him with Cole, Cole's not on the card unless they decide to do a backstage segment. They can bring Kyle O'Reilly in at any point, in all fairness. You could have Adam Cole come out and say, I want to introduce to you, you know, the latest to sign in, or, you know, there's many ways they can do it. I mean, it's not just going to be them 4 matches, is it? So it won't be just them 4 matches. There'll be other little segments, backstage segments, but there's lots of ways that you could get him on. I mean, Tony Khan could come out and make an announcement, simple as that. Yeah, I don't really... If he's on the show, great. If he's not, I'm not bothered. Boring Name said, when do you think Moxley is going to come back? Nah, there's no date on that, I wouldn't imagine. I mean, he's trying to get, you know, sorted. So I can't imagine there's a return date. Edward says, how are you? I'm doing all right. Harley said, all you have to do is see full caps in paragraph and not look, because straight away it's a spoiler. Do the Briscoes show up in AEW, says Pit Viper. They could do. That'd be a good signing for the hardcore wrestling fans. Doesn't do anything really for the casuals, but they're a good team. It would be a nice addition to the tag division, but I'm not sure it would be it wouldn't be a big moment for, well, certainly not for the casuals. It might be for the hardcore wrestling fans, but yeah, I kind of feel like they should be able to do those deals relatively easily. I mean, I know Jim was telling me that Ring of Honor TV is still running till Christmas, so maybe they can't get them yet or something, but then I think once we get to Christmas, they shut down till April, so there's a good 4 months there, 3-4 months where that Ring of Honor talent isn't got anything to do or hasn't got anything to do, so I would imagine getting that talent should be quite comfortable. I mean, honestly, that Quinn McKay, I think she's a great talent. I see a lot of people talking about her. So they might do well to bring her in. You know, she would be great on the commentary table whilst JR's away. She'd be a better backstage interviewer than that Alec Marquez. So she'd be better than him. She could fill a spot on the commentary table. We know that she can compete in the ring as well, and there's a story that can be told there. So Quinn McKay would be a very good pickup for AEW. Again, doesn't do anything to excite anyone, but apart from the hardcore fans, but it's just a good addition. I don't know at what point, though, you have to draw the line and go, we've got enough now. We really don't need any more wrestlers. I mean, you know, it's difficult, isn't it? Because there's so much talent that's out there now. Because at the start, they were starved. At the start, they just couldn't get anyone, and they were having to take whatever they could. Now, we're a few years in, contracts have come up, people have moved over, CM Punk's come back, Ring of Honor now, so, yeah, there's so much potential out there, there's so much talent that's out there. Yeah. I think there's a few that I wouldn't mind see come in. Daniel said, I think Ring of Honor talent is free to go anywhere as of now. AEW should sign Kenny King, says Michael. Can't wait for the Undisputed Era reunion tonight, baby. Shea said, evening days from Ireland, what are your opinions on the whole Jeff Hardy affair? From the Leaving the Ring release and the rumours, this was predetermined so that he could be released. My my take on it is that, I mean, I don't know anything about it being predetermined. So I don't know anything about that. I honestly haven't seen any of the Matt Hardy kind of videos that he's been putting out. I know that he's been doing stuff with Jeff. I mean, I think I'm the same as everyone. I just want the best for Jeff Hardy. I just want him to be safe. I just want him to be well. I just want everything to be all right. I mean, no one wants to wake up tomorrow and hear that Jeff Hardy has passed away because his demons have, got too much. There's too many people that we lose that way. And Jeff Hardy is someone that, is very, very popular. And, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a man's life. We're talking about a man's, ability to look after his family and be there for his family. And, I mean, that's just way more important than, like, wrestling and what company is he wrestling for. So, I can't talk about the predetermined stuff because I've got no idea if those are just rumours or if that's something that Matt's mentioned, but I doubt it would be. I mean, WWE did what they had to do. They said, do you want to go to rehab? He turned it down. They can't have a liability like that. I mean, if he was to go in the crowds and do something, WWE would be liable. And, certainly after this incident as well, like, their hands were tied. I mean, there really wasn't much they could do. So they've had to let him go. I mean, it's a sad situation. And, we'll see what's next. But I must admit, if he goes, I mean, I don't know what's happening. I need to watch those Matt Hardy videos. But at the moment, like, there's a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth because he's been released by WWE. That's their decision. I don't blame them for that at all. And now, like, you're starting, like, Matt Hardy's starting to make noises like he's all right, and it's seeming like he might come into AEW, and I don't know, like, it's just, it's not right, is it? Like, none of it's right. The whole thing's just really bizarre. So, I mean, maybe the truth will come out one day. Maybe we'll find out exactly what's going on one day. But right now, it seems like Matt Hardy's under the impression everything is absolutely fine and that there's nothing to worry about. And yeah, he's all right. But as I said, most important thing is that Jeff is all right. Then after that, I would say the whole thing's just left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth at the moment. And hopefully we find out what the truth is, in the future and kind of take it from there. But there wasn't really anything WWE could do. They offered him rehab, and I think if he'd have gone to rehab and completed it, he could have stayed with WWE. He turned it down. He's a liability. He has to go. As simple as that. I mean, that's not even, I don't even think that's a Vince call. I think that will have come from their lawyers. I think that would have come from WWE lawyers. Because if he wandered into the crowd and started taking pictures with people, what if he wanders into the crowd and does something? Do you know what I mean? Starts, I don't know, taking his clothes off or, starts getting inappropriate with some of the fans or I've got no idea. No idea. But, if there is a problem whereby he's not really in control, he's not being himself and he's not in control, then WWE just can't take that risk. If anything happened, they would be absolutely, and rightfully so, dragged over the coals. So, dragged over the Michael Coles. Jeff Hardy isn't allowed in a wrestling company till March 2022, says Adam. AEW needs to steer clear of Jeff Hardy. Days, do you think with Kevin Owens' new contract, he negotiated something in there that they can't release him due to budget cuts? No idea. I don't see any way that you could negotiate that. I don't see how you could get that into a contract. I mean, I suppose you can put any clause into a contract, but I would be very surprised if that was in there because I don't really see how you can get it. Because if you are going to cut the budget and, you need to part ways with people, then so be it. I can't see how. But the ball would have been in Kevin Owens' court. So I'm going to say no. I'd be stunned if it was in there. I've never heard of such a clause being in there. And I don't see really how you could get a clause in there because if WWE need to cut the budget and they need to bring down, then the fact that they've got someone they can't cut would be really tying their hands, wouldn't it? Really tying their hands, and I wonder if Vince would go for that, if it was even brought up. I wonder if Vince would go for that, so don't know, to be honest, but I would be very, 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 very surprised if it was. Would you like to see Keith Lee go to AEW? Sure. The only thing I don't know with Keith Lee is his health. I mean, obviously he missed quite a bit of this year because of his health, and my guess is that it was that might have got him released, because he was a great wrestler and he had a decent size. I know that he was a little bit on the large side, and I don't think Vince necessarily looks for those kind of superstars. I don't think he wants superstars that are, like, big. I think he wants, like, muscular, tall. Do you know what I mean? I think he's after those. Now, I'm not sure that was ever quite Keith Lee. I heard a rumor they asked him to lose weight, and I don't know how true that rumor is. But apparently they asked him to lose weight, so maybe that was a factor as well. But I do worry about his health and everything he went through. He clearly got medically cleared to compete, though, because he came back as Bearcat and had a little run, and then obviously ended up getting let go. So if he went to AEW, brilliant. If he doesn't, then I just hope that he is going to be happy doing whatever it is that he goes off to do now. But I've got no problem with him coming into AEW. I just hope that health-wise he's fine. AEW roster is getting stacked. People can't expect Tony to sign everyone that got released. Jim, shout out to you. Kieran said, are you expecting any debuts tonight? Probably expecting Kyle O'Reilly. I think I would be more surprised if we didn't get Kyle O'Reilly than if he turns up. So, yeah, Kyle O'Reilly coming in is one that I'm expecting, or heavily thinking, will... expecting? Am I expecting? I suppose I am. I think that they will bring him in. I don't think he's going to cost that much. And you can always put him with Bobby Fish, and you've got a wonderful tag team. So, O'Reilly and Fish together is how I would use them. And you've got a great tag team there. And then, of course, you can put them with Adam Cole, and you've got the, pretty much a couple of members short of a faction. Or just one short of a faction, they might want to bring in Roderick Strong. So I think Kyle O'Reilly, for the amount of money that he would cost them, just is an easy pickup. And I can't see why he wouldn't come in, because he's got loads of friends in AEW, loads of people that he knows. So Kyle O'Reilly, I'm definitely expecting. Wyndham isn't showing up. I feel like Winter Is Coming means Wyndham is coming, says Andrew. Jim said, if Ronda is a free agent, I wonder if Tony Khan has tried to make her an offer. Good shout. Days Bray Wyatt's going to ruin Hangman's title reign. Yes. Lights go out. Red light comes on. Wyndham comes down. Yowie wowie. Wowie yowie. Because he can't say yowie wowie because it's owned by WWE, I'm guessing. So he'll have to say wowie yowie. Like that. I'm the Terror. I'm the Terror. That's what I am. And he'll come down as the Terror. Because he can't be the Fiend either. Days, you were so confident Wyndham was going to show up. What happened? Nah, I was only bantering. I don't expect. I expected him to be at. I expected him to be at Full Gear. To be completely honest, when I was saying that I really expected him to be at Full Gear, I was serious. I expected him to be at Full Gear. Because my thinking there was that we all expected him to be at Full Gear. Then the movie news came out. And for me, the movie news was not enough for me to go, nah, he won't be there. The movie news, to me, part of me even thought, is it true? Because it's a brilliant way to throw you off the scent, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, was it Kyle goes onto a podcast and goes, yeah, we're about to start filming a film, when they're not. We're about to start filming a film, so yeah, it's going to be really good. It won't be anything like The Fiend, blah, 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 blah. And then it worked a treat. Because from that interview, everyone went, oh, well, he won't be he won't be at Full Gear then. And everyone, like loads of people just seem to go, well, yeah, he won't be there now. I mean, I remember when we got to Full Gear asking people, and good chunk of the flipping chat had gone, yeah, no, he won't be there now. No, he's doing his film, isn't he? It's like, I was amazed that people were just buying it at face value. Like, they said it. I mean, like, it's sort of the equivalent of, like, when they send out those tweets going, we're at the airport now, bye. Didn't the Hardys do that just before they came to WrestleMania 33? Sent a tweet out going, we're at the airport. Thanks for having us, bye. And then, of course, they turn up at WrestleMania 33. So I thought, well, look, there's a really good chance it could be something along those lines. Maybe he is doing a film, but hasn't started filming yet. Maybe there is no film. Like, he hasn't wrestled at all this year. Well, I think he's had one match at WrestleMania. So you kind of look at it and go, he's got to be chomping at the bit to get back into the ring. He's got to be, I mean, like, he's been at home with his family, and I'm sure he's loved it, but, I mean, he's been released, like, you know, I'm sure they're going to give him a fair bit of freedom to do what he wants. They're the second biggest company. It's a massive show for them. Like, it's just ticking all the boxes, and then he never shows. So, do you know what I mean? That seemed perfect. This one, could he arrive here? Sure, he could absolutely arrive tonight. I ain't expecting it, because now I'm starting to think, well, okay, maybe there was something in that film thing then. Maybe he is doing the film. Maybe he can't come in at the moment, and maybe we don't see him until next year. So I think if he shows up tonight, it'll be a massive surprise. Really will catch a lot of people off guard, including myself, because I'm not expecting him tonight now. For me, it was going to be Full Gear. He wasn't there. So now it's like, okay, next year then. Maybe Revolution. What is it? Revolution. Is it Revolution? Revolution. Maybe it'll be there that he arrives. So yeah, it's I think Kyle is a potential surprise. There could be like maybe some Ring of Honor people. They could bring in like that Quinn McKay, as we said, maybe the Briscoes. I don't know where we are with like the recent releases. I mean, I'm guessing they've all got 90-day non-competes, so I don't know when those 90 days will be up. So I wouldn't expect anyone that was released recently. But, you know, Braun, we know that Braun's out there. I know he did just turn up to Ring of Honor, but what does that contract look like? Because they're only around till Christmas, and then they go on that break. So, you know, as he just took a couple of dates with Ring of Honor, could he come into AEW for something a little bit more permanent? I ain't expecting it. I'm just, you know, floating a few things, throwing a few things out there. But, yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, look, even if you don't get anything, it does not matter. You just have to look at this as like a souped-up Dynamite. Do you know what I mean? This is just a Dynamite that's just really gone next level. This is just... you know, this should just be a Dynamite. So we already know that we're getting much more than a normal Dynamite. We're getting that AEW Championship match. We're getting the battle for the ring between MJF and Dante. The what is it called? The Dynamite Battle Royal Ring or something. We're getting that. Serena Deeb, who I absolutely love. Can't wait to see her in action. And then Wardlow against Matt Sydal, which honestly I'm not really that bothered by. I can't even remember the build for that match. Honestly, I don't know if they've done loads on it. I don't remember them doing loads on it. But Wardlow against Matt Sydal is just the other match that's been announced. So, as I said, I'm sure there'll be more than that, but that's where we are at the moment. Daniel said, do you think Adam Cole attacking Hangman after his match with Bobby and Kyle is on the cards? Remember before Full Gear, Hangman and Cole faced off backstage when Hangman came to talk to the Bucks. I wouldn't say it was guaranteed, but it's definitely a way that they could go. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, would you just have Adam Cole come down with O'Reilly and Fish and just start beating him up? Like, is that how you would bring in O'Reilly? I kind of feel like you could bring him in that way. I feel like an announcement or something is more likely But I suppose you could bring him in with just... When they arrived in NXT, there was obviously no announcements. They just kind of jumped through the crowd and I think started beating up Drew McIntyre. So that's how they originally came in. So I suppose you could kind of copy that and use that as a way to bring in Kyle to AEW. I mean, certainly, no, I can't say it's nailed on and guaranteed, but could go that way. Big Rod said they need to do more with Serena Deeb. Believe in Deeb. I completely agree. I think she is one of the best in-ring talents they've actually got in AEW. I believe in Deeb. I've been a flag waver, a cheerleader for Serena Deeb for quite some time now. So, yeah, I'm pleased she's on the show. I'm really looking forward to seeing her. What if Wyndham goes by the name Winter in AEW, says Jordan. Well, I mean, Winter Is Coming is what they did last year as well. So, this isn't like the first time we're getting it. And honestly, it might sound like a porn film. Daz says, Days, the Australian captain has got COVID now. Oh, really? I didn't hear this. J14 said, if no Wyndham tonight, I fully expect him to show up at AEW's TBS premiere on January 5th or at Battle of the Belts on January 8th. Days, can people stop saying Bray Wyatt's not going to show up? It's making me mad because people are playing dumb. He is going to show up, says Johnny. Johnny, making friends with people in the chat right now. The 1 minute wrestler said Serena Deeb is awesome. Totes. That Believe in Deeb is catchy. They should use it, says Big Rod. Who do you think the top 5 in-ring talents in AEW are? Serena Deeb, definitely. I don't know if she is top, but she would be in there with Bryan Danielson. So I think Bryan Danielson, Serena Deeb, Darby Allin. It's tricky, isn't it? It's tricky. I mean, I feel like saying Kenny Omega, but he just hasn't, for me, has not reached the heights that he did in New Japan. I mean, we've seen some good Kenny Omega matches in AEW, but considering how many matches he's had, his hit rate is pretty low. His match with... my favourite solo match of him was him against Bryan Danielson, and I wonder how much of that was Bryan Danielson. But we know what Kenny is capable of, so I will say Kenny, but it's I would also agree that it hasn't shown itself on a very consistent basis in AEW. Not the same level as what we were getting in New Japan. In New Japan, he was having killer match after killer match after killer match. I don't think we've seen that from him here, to be honest. So I will put him, though. Kenny, Darby, Serena Deeb, Bryan Danielson, maybe Dante Martin. I don't think MJF is all that in the ring. He's fine. He's solid. He can, but his skill is promo. Sammy Guevara, I think's all right. I think he's all right. I'm not like blown away by Sammy Guevara. I don't get crazy excited when it's time for a Sammy Guevara match. Same with like Jake Hager. I do like FTR, but I don't know if they would count. Plus, I don't really know what opponents they've got because I'm not a massive fan of the Bucks, and I'm an even less of a bigger fan of the Lucha Bros. Britt Baker, I mean, Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa's good in ring. I do like Thunder Rosa in ring. Is she one of the top 5, though? It's interesting. Probably go with... Maybe I would go with Dante Martin. He's had some really good matches, and there's real buzz around him. The easy answer is Hook, isn't it? Hook times 5. Hook, and Hook. God, what a debut that was, man. What a debut by Hook. Absolutely brilliant. Fightful reported that Roderick signed a 2-year deal back in July 2021, which led to Diamond Mine and a Cruiserweight title as a reward. Maybe a reunion happens if he gets released, though. Taboy said Britt is the best. Bryan Danielson is, says Wrestling Culture. Yeah, I would have him up there with Serena Deeb, but... Well, I'll just keep it as that. Danielson is far and away the best in-ring male, and Serena Deeb is far and away the best in-ring female, in my opinion. Sting versus Windham was rumoured in 2017. Hook is a top guy. You don't like Bucks or Lucha Bros? I can't stand the Lucha Bros. Lucha Bros are... I can't stand them. I think they just flip all over the place. I think they're just literally just a spot creating machine. They just do spot after spot after spot after spot. I thought their cage match with the Bucks was rubbish. I hated it. I was bored. I really hate the Lucha Bros. I mean, I am a fan of FTR. I like FTR. I mean, like, some of the Lucha Bros stuff, if they were to just do a few things, but it is literally, let's do every move we know at 100 miles an hour, and let's just, like, try and entertain the crowd that way. And in my mind, to me, that's just not entertaining. I just don't find that entertaining. I find it dull. I just find it boring. I can't get into, like, the emotion of a match or anything that way. It's just... I mean, technical ability, I can appreciate. I mean, the ability to do all of those moves at that speed. But, if I wanted to see something like that, I'd just watch, like, a wrestling move compilation on Fast Forward on YouTube. And I feel like I'd get the same thing as watching a Lucha Bros match. So I'd say the Lucha Bros are some of my least favourite. Bucks, I don't mind as much, but they can get sucked into doing that same thing. Like, the Bucks can very much do the same thing. They kind of need a team to slow them down and bring the best out of them. I actually thought the Young Bucks against Omega and Paige was one of the best AEW matches I've seen, because there was more drama in the match, there was more selling in the match, there was some storytelling in the match, there was some real emotion in the match. So I really enjoyed that one. It wasn't just like spot. It had a bit of time to breathe, and there was a lot that was going on, and we didn't know if, like, Omega and Hangman were going to split. We didn't know who was going to win the titles. It was kind of like, the elite fight in itself, and there was a lot that was going on, and there was a lot of drama in there. I thought that was very, very good. So there is a Bucks match that I really enjoyed, which was that one. I think actually that was my favorite match of 2020. Outside of that, I'm struggling, to be honest, when it comes to the Bucks. I mean, everyone's got their own kind of style of wrestling that they like, don't they? I can adapt to, like, different styles, but I just can't. I can't go with that one. It just doesn't grab me. But there is lots in AEW that I really enjoy. And as I said, Bryan Danielson, FTR, CM Punk. I mean, the promos from, like, CM Punk and MJF have been brilliant. So into all of that. Serena Deeb, loving Serena Deeb. Thunder Rosa, I've been a fan of since seeing her in the NWA. I think Britt Baker's doing great work. There's loads, man. There's loads that I'm loving about AEW at the moment. I got asked the other week what did I think was the most consistent wrestling show. I think it is Dynamite. I think Dynamite is the most consistent wrestling show right now. I wouldn't have said that since its beginning. I think it was a bit hit and miss at the start, but I think as we've got in more talent, some, like, really big names like Bryan Danielson, like CM Punk, like Ruby Soho, like, Serena Deeb, as these people have been coming in throughout Dynamite's life, the show's been getting better and stronger, and we're at a place now where I think we're getting some of the best Dynamites I've ever seen in recent months now. So it's really good. It's really exciting time. Mitchell, shout out to you. Mitchell says, hey, bud, love hearing about people's favourite Christmases. Do you have any stories about a special present or Christmas from your younger years? Do I have a story about my younger years? Not really, to be honest. I mean, not really. Not that I can think of. I mean, I I can never remember like wanting a bike or really wanting something and getting it on Christmas Day. I can never remember that. I can never remember that kind of a thing happening, to be honest. But I mean, we always used to go round to my nan and granddad's on Christmas Day, and there's a video on this channel of me from 1992. So I don't have a great Christmas story, but I suppose my Christmas story was I could never quite remember when I got into wrestling. I remember the first show that I saw was Survivor Series 92. I couldn't tell you right now. I remember seeing it and falling in love with it and wanting like videotapes and things like that, but I couldn't tell you how that process went. I couldn't tell you, like, did I watch Survivor Series the day after it happened or the week after it happened? Was it like 2 months after it happened? It was just a videotape of Survivor Series that I saw, but I know it was around 92, 93. I mean, I could have been shown it in January of 93. I've got no idea. Because I was young, of course. So I've always said the first show I definitely saw was Survivor Series 92. I've got a feeling that it's around 92, but I ain't 100%. And then I couldn't tell you, like, in 92, how much wrestling stuff was I getting? I don't know. Like, how much wrestling stuff did I have? I remember wanting as much as I could get, wanting videotapes and everything. But, like, how long did that process? When did it start? What stuff was I getting? Blah, 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 blah. Cut a long story short, a videotape surfaced a few years ago. It was when my grandparents passed away. They were going through the old videos, and they had a video of Christmas 1992. And I get to see myself round their house, Christmas 92, and I get to see some of the presents that I got. And there's a Hulk Hogan bubble bath. So it's kind of like, it's got bath salts in, like bubble bath stuff. But it's like a plastic Hulk Hogan. And they did one of the Warriors. So, so I got a Hogan one, I got a Warrior one. I think in that video as well, I'm showing my grandparents like maybe a videotape that I get as well. So it was just really... So I don't really have a great story of it at the time, but my great story is that I got a few answers as to when I got into wrestling and how I got into wrestling and how much I was into wrestling. Like the fact that I can look back to Christmas 92 and see what I was getting and go, no way, well, first of all, it was 92 that I got into wrestling. That's a fact. So I don't have to wonder now, was it early 93 or... No, it was 92. I know it was Survivor Series. I know that for a fact. And I even know what I got for a few of the things I got for Christmas in 92 that year as well that were wrestling related. So I love that. That finding that tape meant a lot. And finding that tape meant a lot. So, and it's just great, to kind of go back and see like your grandparents and kind of the Christmases you were having. So, yeah, that video is on the channel. That video is on the channel if anyone wanted to check it out. It's not very long. It's only a couple of minutes long, but yeah, it's interesting. You have to let me know, what are people hoping for Christmas this year? Is anyone hoping for anything AEW related or wrestling related in general? I should imagine there'll be a few AEW action figures that get requested, which look very good. We did a toy hunt, and which, if you checked it out, massive thank you. They are, without a shadow of doubt, the most popular videos that we do. If you look at the most successful videos on the channel, it's not streams. No stream gets into the top 4 or 5, I don't think. Toy hunts. So, yeah, toy hunts are the most popular things that we do. I actually do a toy hunt. There's a toy hunt I did about 10 days ago or so. 12 days ago, And it's got like the AEW figures in, or some of the AEW figures here in England. And yeah, there's loads, man. I mean, like Jericho with the AEW Championship, Shida with the women's belt, Matt Hardy, Jungle Boy, Jake Hager, Luchasaurus, which looks amazing. Some of them figures, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So I've managed to resist getting them so far. I've been able to be like, no, I'm not gonna go there, but who knows? Who knows? I would like to get a Jericho with the AEW belt. I do like the belts. So Jericho with the AEW belt would be pretty cool. Maybe Shida with the women's as well. So don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I am a fan of the belts. Erase Your Mind said, I want a pile of coal. Does anyone know how I can stream in the UK? It's on Fight TV, but you have to subscribe to like AEW, which is like a monthly thing. It's like $4.99, but it means you can watch the shows live on Fight TV. So that's the best place to do it. WrestleBuzz said, I've got a similar story getting into wrestling. I knew the first tape I watched was WrestleMania 6, which was Hogan Warrior. I just couldn't remember if it was the year it took place or how long after the fact. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. I totally relate. I mean, like, it was one of those where I would tell people I got into it in 92 because I was fairly confident that it was around that time. I mean, I know it was before WrestleMania 9 because I remember the buzz for WrestleMania 9 and I remember being excited for WrestleMania 9 and that hadn't happened. So I definitely know that I got into wrestling between Survivor Series and WrestleMania 9, but I because I didn't have Sky, so I couldn't watch wrestling every week, I couldn't pinpoint, I could never quite pinpoint what point was it, when was it. And don't forget, back then there was only 4 pay-per-views a year, so it's not as if you can go, well, what about TLC? Well, there wasn't one. Do you know what I mean? Like, there just wasn't one. So there wasn't really a way of, like, I mean, Royal Rumble 93, I don't really remember. I definitely remember watching it, but I can't remember, again, if it had happened or not. But, so, yeah, it was just great to see that, you know, I was into wrestling Christmas 92. Mitchell said, you can only predict one debut tonight. Who is it? Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly, Mitchell. Days wins a dance contest. That's, yes, that's on that footage as well, isn't it? I do. Of course I do. Every year. I go back every year. I still compete in the same division, the under 8s. I'm still there in the under 8 division. And I win every year. It's been 21 years in a row now. What was the wrestler that you liked when you started watching? Well, the thing about Survivor Series 92 is it doesn't really have, I don't think it, I could be wrong here. I don't think it has a traditional sort of Survivor Series match on it. It may have one that was so rubbish I've just like erased it. But it's basically a normal show with normal matches. It starts off with like the head shrinkers, I think, taking on maybe High Energy. But the match that really stood out to me, there was two matches really stood out. Big Boss Man versus Nails, that stood out. That was a police officer taking on a prisoner. I mean, imagine young me not knowing that this was scripted, watching a police officer beating up a prisoner in a wrestling ring. I mean, it's magical. I mean, I couldn't get my head around it. I was like, what is this world? What is this? What are we watching? Like, who's going to get the night? It was the nightstick match as well. The first person to get a nightstick could use it. Police officer against a prisoner. I mean, it just works for young me. It just worked. So, yeah, I was really into that match. So, Big Boss Man definitely stood out. I thought Nails was quite scary as well. He's not around very long, but I thought that he was really good at that Survivor Series. But Boss Man I thought was cool. And Undertaker against Kamala. I mean, I loved Kamala. I mean, Undertaker, this guy that's coming down with Paul Bearer, and he's got a casket and everything. And then you got Kamala, like this wild man from the deepest, darkest jungles of Uganda, and kind of not used to like the Western world. And I was just like, I was fascinated with Kamala. I was like, have they really found him in the jungles? Anything Vince was trying to do to grab kids' attention was working on me. He got me hook, line, and sinker, man. He absolutely got me. Like, Undertaker I fell in love with, Bossman I fell in love with, Nails I fell in love with, Kamala I fell in love with. And then the rest of the show, it's really entertaining. Like, I think there's like Ric Flair on there, and I think there's Mr. Perfect and Razor Ramon, and there's just like, I think the main event was Brett versus Shawn, like 5 years before the screw job. Brett versus Shawn for the title, which it's a match no one ever speaks about, and I would love to go back and rewatch it, actually. I should do that. I don't think I've ever done a watch-along again for Survivor Series 92. And I would have to say that it's right up there now for watch-alongs that I would like to do. Retro watch-alongs. To go back and re-watch the wrestling show that got you into wrestling, basically. I would like to do that. I don't believe I've ever done it. I certainly can't remember having it on the channel. Wrestler with Andy said, Days, I just joined. Has there been any word on Bray Wyatt debut tonight? Yes, there has. Wrestler with Andy, it's happening. It's happening. Wyndham is coming. It is absolutely happening. Lots of word, lots of rumour that he's going to open the show. He's actually going to come down dressed as Hikaru Shida, and we're going to have a look at him as he makes his way down. And this has all come from Ross Shornsap. And Ross Shornsap was saying that apparently Wyndham's going to come down dressed as Hikaru Shida. You're not going to notice the difference because apparently he does a wonderful job of kind of looking like her, disguising himself like her. So he'll come down dressed as Hikaru Shida. He'll have the match with Serena Deeb. He'll win. Then he'll take the wig off. And that's when you go, that's not Hikaru Shida. That's Wyndham. Like, oh my God. And then he goes, wowie yowie, because he can't do the yowie wowie bit. So it's going to be huge, man. It is going to be emotional. A lot of people are going to start crying. But Ross Shornsap said that he's actually seen footage of the rehearsals, and it is incredible. Jim said, I'm going with the Briscoes to get some payback on FTR to appear on AEW. Wyndham is coming. Anthony said, I thought you was being serious at first. Listen, if that doesn't happen, don't blame me. Blame Ross Shornsap. Airflow Games said, did you hear that WWE, Fox, and the USA Network are all interested in MJF? Well, I don't think he should go to Fox or the USA Network because, I mean, they'd probably have him doing, like, cameras or something, or maybe, like, editing. He should probably go to WWE. If he was going to leave AEW, I would strongly recommend that he goes to WWE. Wowie, yowie, wowie, yowie, TD McInturf said, Days, when I was younger, my mom made me stop watching wrestling because there was an event where two old ladies got taken off in stretcher. I love that show. And I think that's when the Ultimate Warrior goes into the crowd and just starts beating up on these two old women. And I think, doesn't he start shouting like, two fat ladies, 66, bang, bang, oh! And then knitting goes flying and, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, go onto the floor. Hulk Hogan. Yeah. No, I don't remember that show, but I would love to watch it. If you've got any idea what show that is, I'm so down for doing a watch-along. Is it on the network? I thought I would have heard of a show where two old women get beaten up, but Days is a naughty liar. He never tells the truth, says Boomers TV. Days, sunsetting in Cali. I used to follow George the Animal Steel and Miss Elizabeth. Dude, if you're going to follow someone, follow Miss Elizabeth. Don't follow George the Animal Steel. You know what I mean? If you're going to do a bit of stalking, might as well stalk Miss Elizabeth. Jim Gore said Scarlett says she's got no interest in going back to Impact Wrestling. Jesse said, I want Bryan to win, but we know Hangman won't lose, but I see it ending with a DQ. Grant said, I really want to see the Briscoes and FTR. Minty said, fun fact, Goldberg almost did a Pride fight. Ultimate Warrior destroying those old ladies was so historic and amazing. Well, straight away, if I can find it, it'll be greater than the stare down between Hogan and Andre. So I really hope that it is on the WWE network. Because if it is, I'll never unsubscribe. Mae Young and Moolah got taken off on stretchers a lot in the Attitude Era. That is true. It probably is that, isn't it? It probably is that. It probably is Moolah and Mae Young. Yeah, you're probably right. In my mind, it was a couple of like untrained women in the front row. But no, you've probably called it. You've probably nailed it. It probably is Moolah and Mae Young. Oh, that's not as good, is it? Because, I mean, they're trained and whatnot. But, well, I don't know. I suppose I'll have to rewatch it and see how I feel. I heard your comment about not doing Survivor Series, so I went and searched it. If you haven't, however, I did find another video of you without a hat. Bum, 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 said Retro D-Man. I think there's quite a few of me without a hat, to be honest. Certainly in the early days, I get asked a lot, why do you always wear the hat? And it's a really easy answer. It's because I'm flipping lazy. Like, I tend to get up, and do I really want to be putting product in my hair every day when I ain't going anywhere? No. So it's just easy to go. But in the early days, you know, I was going out to work and everything, and so I would, of course, do my hair. And then it meant when I came back, I would just record. So there's quite a few videos of me without a hat. Moldy Spoon said, WP Outsider reported Wyndham assigned 3 3/4 contract with OVW. Wow. Starting again. I can't wait to see everyone's disappointment when Hangman loses. Did you see Pro Wrestling Tees post today? For the first time since August, there is a new #1 shirt, T-shirt of the week, that isn't CM Punk. It's now Hook. Hook is the new #1. CM Punk's been #1 since August 29th. Hook, man. You can get a Hook shirt. What's the Hook shirt look like? If I'll have a look on Pro Wrestling Tees. Let's have a little look. Pro Wrestling Tees. It's a lovely... Oh, I was going to say that's... it's a lovely shirt, lovely Lex Luger shirt, but it's actually WWE shop. I thought it was on Pro Wrestling Tees. A really nice old school retro shirt. Lots of Johnny Gargano shirts, isn't there? Top sellers. Top seller for the week. Top seller for the week. Pro Wrestling Tees. Oh, that's not very good at all. I must admit, I was hoping for more than what we get, but I'll show it you. You see, so All Elite, CM Punk, and then just that there. Look, it's just white with the word Hook. I mean, I don't know how much thought has gone into that, but there we go. We've got the Adam Cole shirt. We've got a couple of CM Punk shirts. That's the Hook shirt. The 4 Pillars of AEW shirt as well. They're very good, aren't they, at like getting this stuff out there. These are some of the Johnny Gargano shirts. House of Black, Johnny Wrestling. Look at that. Put a little coal in your stocking, baby. Merry or Happy Whatever. That's an Orange Cassidy one. We've got an AEW shirt. Bucks. Bryan Danielson. That's quite nice, isn't it? The Orange Cassidy, classic Orange Cassidy as well, which is really cool. Obviously, this is just absolutely dominated by AEW. There is a Danhausen in there, though. FTR. There's a CM Punk flag. These are all the best sellers, by the way. These are all the ones. Britt Baker, DMD. There's that Jericho figure that I was talking about earlier. So that's in there. MJF, the I can't afford a real scarf, knitted scarf. An MJF scarf. Wow. Honestly, they got some good merch, haven't they? Look, we could spend a long time looking at pro wrestling tees. They got so many good items. So many good items. They've got like Azure Kong shirts and Bull Nakano shirts and like Brooklyn Brawler and like loads of classic wrestlers. I think they got like Dusty stuff on there, Andre the Giant stuff, Rowdy Roddy Piper, loads of stuff, man. If you want any kind of wrestling stuff, obviously WWE have got great retro shirts. Do love some of theirs, but yeah, pro wrestling tees. I could probably get together like a really big order from pro wrestling tees in all fairness, but I might just wait for the January sales. Malachi should be in the title picture rather than feuding with some wrestlers straight out of a high school movie. Lol. Kieran said, if Wyndham should debut, I would do it like Hangman celebrates, then the lights go out, and on the Titantron it says Winter is coming, then Winter fades and gets replaced with Wyndham. No Rosemary shirts. Is there none on there at all? I would have thought she would have had one on there, in all fairness. The Danhausen Punk shirt is awesome, says Brock. Hayden said, those are awesome shirts. We want Hangman versus Malachi, says Jeremy. Anna said, I do want the CM Punk Ringer shirt. I got the plain CM Punk tee, but I want the other one as well. Well, Anna, ask Santa. Dace, do you remember when the WWE pay-per-view was on Sky Movies channel back in the day? No, to be honest, because I, for the longest time, used to get when I was young, I used to get videotapes from my uncle because we didn't have Sky. So, used to have to like get videotapes kind of sent over for quite a long time. And then yeah, I was starting to watch them as we got like the cable package and everything. But I couldn't tell you what channels they were on when I was watching them, in all fairness. I think they were pay-per-view. Pretty sure I was paying for them like as a pay-per-view. I can't remember them being on a movie channel, but perhaps some were. So, yeah, what year was that? I'd be interested to know what year that was. Because it could be a year when it was my uncle that was recording them and giving me the videotapes. Honestly, I had loads and loads of videotapes just full of like wrestling pay-per-views that my uncle would record for me. Are you happy Kevin Owens re-signed? I'm not bothered. I don't care. I'm stunned at how much of a talking point it is, to be honest. I genuinely saw the news and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And then that was it. I mean, that was genuinely my reaction. But like, it seems to be this massive story that everyone wants to talk about. So, I don't know. I mean, like, my take on it is he is seemingly going to get paid more money now. They might have promised him a championship run. He's got a family. And, you know, I should imagine, I'm just guessing, but I should imagine that Vince has offered him more than what Tony did. And, you know, said, look, we'll use you at WrestleMania and give you a good feud and maybe even a title run at some point. I don't think this means he's winning at day one. I don't think this means that he's winning the Royal Rumble. I don't think that he's going to get an immediate push or anything like this. But will he win the title at some point over the lifespan of his contract? Yeah, I think there's a good chance that he will. I think that would be something that he would be looking for and something to get his teeth into, and he's re-signed. So, you know, it is what it is, and, you know, he's made his decision. I'm pleased for him. I think there's great matches for him in WWE. I think there would have been great matches for him in AEW, so if he'd have left, then, you know, we could have seen some great matches for him in AEW. But there's still great matches for him in WWE. And he's a great talent. And I'm really pleased that WWE have acknowledged that and have given him, good pay. So, yeah, I mean, I thought that WWE would want to keep him. They've always used him. It's not as if he's just been sat in catering or anything and don't know what to do with him. So I thought that WWE would want to keep him. I thought that AEW would want him. Knew that he'd have a decision to make, and he's made it. So, yeah, pleased for him. Pleased for him. I'm guessing it means he's getting paid more than what he was on before. So, deserves it. Right, here we go. We're about to go over to AEW. Winter is coming. Let's see. Let's see what they've got for us, Let's see what they've got. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. We miss you, JR, sign in the crowds. We're in Dallas, Texas. We've had 584 votes, I haven't even looked to see what the... Right, let's have a look. We've got Hangman 72%, Danielson 28%. Are we starting with the match or what? Are we kicking off with the title match? I thought this would be the main event. Bryan Danielson in white trunks looks like... Looks brilliant. Right. Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page. Now, if there's going to be a title change, it's going to be pretty wild to do it at the start of the show, isn't it? What is going to be the main event then, and why isn't it this? That would be my question. Why isn't it this? Bryan 100% isn't winning now. The main event is Wyndham, said Master Chief. Well, there we go. I mean, we've got Hangman and Bryan Danielson. I mean, I can only imagine they're going Wardlow versus Matt Sydal as the main event. Wardlow versus Matt Sydal. Pretty wild, isn't it? It's pretty wild to start the show with this, but I'm guessing that this is going to get time, man. I reckon we're still sat here in half an hour with this match just coming to an end or just getting to its conclusion. Like they're gonna give this time. And in all fairness, we're all fresh. We're not burnt out from the show. It's a lovely time for this match. It's a lovely time. Matthew said, when's the part 2 of the toy hunt? I still got to get just a couple more minutes of footage, to be honest. So, nothing yet. I've said by the end of the year. I'm trying to get it done by Christmas. But yes, I still need those extra few minutes. Because at the moment, I've probably got about 6 minutes of footage. I definitely need a little bit more. Definitely need just that little bit more. So, Matthew, shout out to you, bud. I hope you are well. Might as well end this poll, mightn't we? Might as well shut this poll down, considering we're starting with it as the first match. There we go. It's 71% think it'll be Hangman. 28% think it'll be Danielson. This could seriously be a match of the year contender, man. Hangman Adam Page still has a festering resentment of Game of Thrones. Right. Very loud, passionate crowd were right in the ring with Hangman and Bryan Danielson. Reggie said, here comes a 35-minute classic. I think you're right, buds. I think you're right. I think they're going to have a banger now. I think they're absolutely going to have a banger. So we've got Bryan Danielson face-to-face with Hangman. Hangman towering over Bryan Danielson. Danielson's hair is quite wet, actually, the way that it's all slicked back. He's got his arms in the air. The bell has sounded, and the match that we all expected as the main event opens the show. And it's got a big fight feel, man. It's got a big fight feel. So Hangman has got his cowboy boots on. He's got very decorated tights as well. Gold down the side. They look really cool. Right, the two hooking up in the middle. And as we said, this is going to be a classic. This should be right up there with some of the best Bryan Danielson matches we've seen since he's come into AEW. There's a lot of dueling chants. It seems like the crowd are split as to who they want to see succeed here. Crowd are very lively as Hangman drives Bryan Danielson back to the corner. They separate and Danielson pushes at Hangman. Hangman goes for a chop and Bryan Danielson moves out the way. And he's doing some jumping jacks in the corner right now, Bryan Danielson. So weird this isn't the main event. Austin said, see Sonny's main event, see Sonny's message. I can only see Sonny. Days troubling news over here as cases going up. We might have over 10,000 cases. They're asking people to avoid travel. It's getting worse everywhere, isn't it? I mean, we had a football game cancelled earlier here in the UK, and that was after a football game was cancelled yesterday. So, yeah, it's coming. It's on the way. I mean, I think they've said that things are going to get much, much worse here in the UK as well. I think they're kind of preparing us for that. So, over the top, and Danielson goes down. So he's got a hold of the arm at the moment, Hangman. Again, working on the arm. He has got some good wrist control as Danielson rolls through, bridges, spins round, manages to escape out of it. Lovely suplex by Danielson, who goes back into the corner. He's got his arms out. Smile on his face. He just seems to be enjoying everything he's doing, Danielson. He's just really enjoying it. They're opening shows with main event caliber. Hangman Danielson to open. What's happening? This is wrestling, says Lone Star Friend. Letterman said, days, there's even tornadoes. Things are crazy. 60-minute time limit. Let's go the distance, says Esteban. Yeah, well, it's a slow start, but it's not a boring start at all. I love, I said before, I'm not a fan personally of matches that go a million miles an hour and that's it. This has had a lovely slow start. It's allowing you to get into it. Both fighters, both wrestlers at the moment are trying to establish their dominance. They're trying to get a foothold in the match. And we're trying to see who's going to get that early advantage. Nice kick by Hangman. Goes for a chop. And again, Bryan Danielson moves out the way. So Bryan Danielson over in the corner. More jumping jacks by Bryan Danielson. And Hangman stares frustratingly. So we got Hangman on the one side. We got Bryan Danielson on the other. These two really taking a good look at each other. And as we said, easing our way into this one. It's a very, very good start so far. Danielson spinning round. Keeping a hold of the hand. And down goes Hangman again working on that. Nice knee to the ribs here by Danielson. It's good work. The crowds are clapping along as Hangman kips up. Kip up by Hangman. Danielson trying to drive Hangman back against the ropes. He's got him there. And the referee's going to look to separate them. He does. And of course he slaps the chest of Hangman. Hangman slaps back, these two pushing each other. Danielson goes in between the ropes so that Hangman has to back away. I find this absolutely gripping, It's like every second you just can't stop watching it. It's really engaging. It's really gripping. I love the facial expressions from Bryan Danielson as well. Like, just the little smirks on his face. These two, you know, it's got that big fight feel. You don't quite know which way it's going to go, but as we said, 70-odd% reckon it'll be Hangman. Nice. Escape there by Danielson. Good takedown by Hangman. Nice. Danielson trying to grab at the leg of Hangman. Hangman gets out the way. Kicks Danielson down in the corner, and Danielson goes back through the rope, so Hangman has to back away. It's good. I'm really distracted over this match, even though I should be watching the chat. Watch the match. Who cares? Even if like the whole thing's just full of spam, who cares? Just enjoy this. Danielson pushing back at Hangman, and again, look, I'm loving how Danielson keeps going through the ropes. Loving that. You don't see it get used that much, but if they go through the ropes, then the referee pushes the other person back so that the competitor can get back into the ring. Right. Hangman. Danielson locking up. Danielson going round the back. Trying to work on the arm. Hangman reversing. Nice reversal as they both go against the ropes. Hangman over the top of Danielson. Trying to jump. Gets caught. Gets planted. Gets planted. Big power move there by Hangman. We haven't seen many of them yet. Haven't seen many of them. So Hangman kind of getting the first big power move in as Danielson grabs the leg, trying to tie up the legs. So he's got the legs tied up. It's a little bit of a kind of a figure four-esque. It's a little bit of a sharpshooter as well if he was sat on the back. He's got Hangman chest down. He's got the legs tied up, and he's driving in knees to the back. And then pulling back on the head as well. If he goes over, that'll go into a bow and arrow. If he gets both his knees on Hangman's back and then goes backwards, he could get him into the bow and arrow, but don't know that he's going to go for that. Drags him into the middle. Steps through. Looks like he's going to go for the surfboards. Surfboard stretch is what he's decided on. So he's got the two legs tied up and he's trying to pull him back. It's a classic. It's one that he loves. I've seen him do this many times. And then pull him back on the chin as well. Dragon Sleeper applied by Danielson. Dragon Sleeper applied, and Hangman trying to fight his way out of it. And he manages to do that. Bandido should go to AEW, says Stefan. Andrew said Wyndham is coming. Well, that's it. That's it, innit? They've put this match on first so that Wyndham can interfere during the main event. That's what's happening, guys. Wyndham is coming. Fact. Big chop there by Hangman as Danielson goes back into the corner. Now they're looking for a suplex, Hangman. And he gets backed into the corner. Big chop there by Danielson. Ledger Killer, shout out to you. Wrestler with Andy said Waylon Mercy is coming. Totes. Duke the Dumpster Drozy is coming. Friar Ferguson is coming. That would be a much better event if this was Friar Ferguson is coming. Down goes Hangman. Danielson. Dragon screw on the leg. Dragon screw on the leg by Danielson. Elbow drop there by Danielson. Knee strike as well. Pulling back on the leg. He's got the leg all tied up right now. Nice. That's a lovely submission hold. Look at how he's got the legs tied up there. That's not something that you see. That's great. Husky Harris is coming tonight. It's going to be Husky Harris. Do you think they'll go the whole hour? I think they'll go for a good chunk of time. Will they go the hour? The pace is set up for the hour. The pace is set up for the hour. I mean, is this match going to finish in 5 minutes? I don't think so. 15 minutes is maybe the first... 15 minutes might be the first time that we look at. But, yeah, I think there's a good chance they do go the hour. I mean, there's only 3 other matches that have been announced. These two go out and do an hour. We're on the outside. Danielson clapping away. Going against the ropes. Big boot by Hangman. Hangman comes crashing down onto Danielson. Danielson on the outside of the ring. Over the top, cross body by Hangman. So Danielson's down, Hangman's down. We're on the outside of the ring. Days, any word on Bo Dallas? Nothing at all. No, haven't heard anything on Bo Dallas. The best matches are the ones that start slow and have time to build. Kane is coming. Godfather's coming. Love the crowd being split. Hangman climbing up. Danielson back into the ring. Kick to the midsection. There's a sign in the crowd that says Vince ends more careers than COVID. Not feeling that. Knee strike by Danielson. Does Hangman have the stamina to go an hour? How many matches has he had since being back? He ain't had that many matches, in truth. But I would imagine he's got the stamina, yes. He's clearly no stranger to the gym, and I should imagine he works on his cardio. It's going to be a slingshot into the bottom rope. Might not even go that far. I mean, this could end after like 40 minutes or something. But yeah, could go the full hour. I do like. He's got great ring attire, hasn't he? He's got great ring attire. It just looks classy. Hangman. And Danielson. Danielson's look classy. White. Chop coming in by Danielson. Kick coming into the midsection. Another big chop. Knee strike coming in by Danielson. So Hangman is draped over the rope. We've got Danielson going up top. Leg drop. I hope Hangman moves. Aww. That's a little bit of a shame. Kind of feel that Hangman could have moved there. 1, 2, kick out. All aboard the Hope train. Danielson is truly the modern version of the man with 1,000 holds, said Esteban. Hangman on Renee's podcast the other day said he's been training of cardio. His words, not mine. It seems like he knew this match was going to go very long. Ollie is a United legend, but after tonight, he'll be all elite. Right, we've got Danielson round the back of Hangman, is trying to grab a hold of the arms of Hangman. I mean, like, all credit to them. This has got an hour-long time limit. So, you know when they say that on TV and then they start the match with 20 minutes to go? You know what I mean? Like, it's a title match. We've got 20 minutes left of Raw and it's got an hour time limit. Like, straight away you go, well, this is finishing in 20 minutes, isn't it? Whereas with this could go the hour. We don't actually know when this match is going to end. I really like that. I really like that. Kick coming into the midsection. Danielson gesturing to the crowd as he's in control against Hangman right now, and he's doing more jumping jacks. Danielson showing that he's very much in control. Lovely forearm strikes coming in by Hangman. Hangman in the corner. Big chop coming in by Danielson. And again as Hangman slumps down. I mean, the thing is, you know, if you start a match at the very start of Dynamite, or Winter Is Coming, and you run it for an hour, it would be interesting to know how many people stick with it. Like, if you tune into Dynamite, I mean, that tends to be when they get a lot of viewers, is right at the start. So if you tune into Dynamite and you get into this match, are you going to turn it over now? Like, there's got to be a good chance you're going to stick with it for the whole hour to see who wins. So, from a ratings point of view, it's so clever. From a creative point of view, I think it works as well. From a ratings point of view, I think it works. Right now, we've got Daniel Bryan pulling back on the arms of Hangman. He's got his knee right in the back of Hangman. Hangman getting back up to his feet. We don't know who wins or if it'll go to a time limit draw. A second draw for Danielson might be a bit much. I think this is the right spot for his first loss to put over Hangman. Good work by Hangman, planting Danielson. Rai said this will end in a draw due to time limits. Bryan is starting to annoy me, says Frenchie. Right. Hangman getting back into this. And again, we've got dueling chants. Here we go. Hangman coming over. Big chop to Danielson. Big forearm strike by Hangman as well. Danielson going over to the corner. Jumps up. Goes over the top. Against the ropes. Duck underneath. This is good work. Gets caught. Thrown. Kip up by Hangman. Hangman's feeling this. Hangman is pumped up, man. And the crowd are right there with him. That was good. That was good. You can see Danielson in pain. I mean, Danielson's not doing the jumping jacks right now. Grimacing in the corner. Big chop coming in. In the corner goes Hangman. Danielson charging over. Ooh. Danielson gets dropped on the top rope. Oh, big clothesline. Danielson goes to the outside. You can see there's some big moves now. Big moves. We've seemingly gone past that building stage. And now we're starting to get some big moves. Here's Hangman on his feet, going against the ropes, looking for a suicide dive, and he gets it. Danielson goes into the barricade. So, suicide dive. There's people on their feet right now in the crowd as they wanted to see what Hangman was going to do. Hangman's going up the ring. Danielson is on his knees. Danielson definitely is going to push him or do something. Oh, tries to catch him. No joy. Hangman comes crashing down on top. Moonsault from Hangman. Look at that. Have we seen? I can't remember seeing too many Hangman moonsaults. People get out my Twitter DMs. All I said was Bryan wins. Good match so far. No, not wrong to want to see Hangman lose. It extends the story, says Unbroken. Against the ropes goes Hangman. One. Oh, just a one count. Oh, rolls through. Elbows coming into the side of the head. Death Valley Driver. 1, 2. Kick out. The crowd is popping for everything. Heather said, come on, Paige, you got this. You can't lose it now. So we've got Danielson going over to the corner, grabbing a hold of the ropes. The crowd are really into it. I mean, we're 26 minutes in and the crowd are right there. There's people on their feet in the crowd at the moment. And again, look, we got dueling chants. Danielson in the corner. Big chop coming in by Hangman. Just feels like a real struggle, doesn't it? Just really feels like you're watching two wrestlers competing to be the best. And that is everything I love about wrestling. I mean, this is it. This is what I love about wrestling. A real match. Two people competing to be the very, very best. And that's exactly what we're getting here. We're getting two people putting on a match to try and prove they are the best. Look at that. We're getting what a great camera shot. They've got that camera set up in the corner. We're seeing like Hangman's face right here, but you can see his facial expressions, the pain. You can see the shots as they're being laid in. You can see the deep breaths that he's taking. Can you even see the camera moving, in all fairness, on that corner post? Another moonsault, but that one misses. Nice, good roll-up by Danielson. 2. Oh, that was close, man. That was close. That was close. Gonna start sneaking our way to false finish town. Toot, toot. We've got all that to come, haven't we? Knee strike coming in. Good Muay Thai. Look at these knees. Lovely strikes to the midsection by Danielson. Has he been doing MMA training? Nice little roll-up by Hangman. Trying to get in the crossface. Trying to get the label lock applied, but Hangman not allowing him. 1, 2, kick out. It looked like Danielson would kick out of that. He goes over, rolls through. 1, 2, kick out by Hangman. He's going for the ankle lock. Lovely pace now. Lovely pace. Change gear. Into second, third even. Lovely pace. Oh, nice kick to the midsection. Nice kick to the mid. I like that. I like how Hangman was kind of, just briefly, he was doing a handstand. Because Danielson had got the ankle lock. And then, like, for a brief second, Hangman found himself doing a handstand. Boom! Kick to the midsection. Hangman goes down. Knee to the back by Danielson. And again. Hangman going over to the corner. Got Hangman in the corner. Big chop as Hangman goes down, slumps down. Against the ropes. Lovely. Look at these drop kicks into the corner by Danielson. Danielson really laying it in. Really laying it in. Look at this. Double, but Hangman. Sit down powerbomb. 1, 2. Oh. That was a great counter. Danielson's knee is taped up. Go for the knee. Austin says, nice powerbomb. I wish I had what the crowd was having. Crowd are into it, man. Look, crowd absolutely on their feet as Hangman's going for the buckshot. Oh, and Danielson rolls out the other side. Danielson rolls out the other side. Wanted to see that buckshot. Danielson outside the ring as Hangman goes charging over. Drop kick. Hangman going up. Danielson pushes him off. And actually, Hangman smacks off the edge of the ring. Here we go. Danielson driving Hangman into the ring post. And he's managed to grab the arms of Hangman. Slamming Hangman into the ring post and again. Oof. Nice. Yes. Yes. Bryan Danielson strikes the pose. Look at the smile on his face. Look at the smirk on his face. Can't win the title by count out. So Danielson has he's got blood all on his fingers and everything. There's blood in the head of Hangman. So Hangman's got blood. Picture in picture. I don't want picture in picture. Okay, so Hangman is down outside the ring. You can't give him water. What are you giving him water for? What's this? Why is the dude outside the ring putting water in his mouth? Yeah. I agree with Taz. I think Taz is saying the same as me. This match hasn't stopped. Jumping jack by Danielson. I mean, why are we not counting? What's happening? I don't understand. I know we're at picture in picture, but what's happened to the count out? This is a count out. This makes no sense. The referee has come out to check on Hangman. This is a count out. Just count him out. I don't get why the referee has given Hangman water. I really don't understand that. Whatever this is has completely taken away from this match. It's completely taken me out of this match. It's insane. This is insane. The referee has come out for a second time to check on Hangman. This is insane. If you can't get back in, you count him out. Yeah, I completely agree. This is a screw job, man. Danielson's being screwed over here. This is your champion. This is your champion. Has to... give me some water, please, doctor. Oh, I don't know if I can continue, ref. Please don't count me out. Loser. Yeah, kick him in the face. Kick him in the face again, Danielson. It's AEW nonsense. Maybe they've poisoned him. Honestly. Rubbish. Load of rubbish. Great match. Gripping match. And then we get a load of rubbish on the outside. Where, you know, he's been out that ring for I don't know how long. And the referee again checking on him. Having a word. I mean, it's just nonsense. It's not even as if he's not responsive. If he wasn't responsive, I would understand the referee going out and checking on him. He's out there. He's out there like, oh. Doctors are out there. Doctor check on him. Referee's job is to count. It's real simple. And after all of this, because Danielson has grabbed him, the match continues. So the referee was concerned, right? He's checked on him a couple of times. He's checked on Hangman a couple of times. Nothing has changed except Danielson is now attacking him. And because Danielson is attacking him, well, let's just carry on, shall we? Yeah, I mean, I was worried when he was out there, but now you're beating him up. I suppose we could just continue. I suppose it's fine. Oh, I'm sorry, what, we're back from commercial? Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, no, it turns out I'm not that worried anymore. Turns out I've just been told we're back from commercial, so it turns out it's absolutely fine. We've got... look, let's see if they can get this back. Does Bryan still get the title with a count out? No, he wouldn't win the title with a count out, but he would win the match. And I've got to think that having a win over the champion anyway is good. Especially considering it's looking more and more likely like he probably won't win this match. Or we could go to a draw. If Danielson didn't want the count out, Danielson should have jumped out and got Hangman back into the ring. So if it went to a count out, that would be on Danielson as well. This notion of completely stopping the match when it's picture-in-picture or you go to commercial, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. The truth is, this was a fantastic match, and then we've just had that. That's happened. Danielson working on the arm of Hangman. This is why AEW's dumb. I guess he's just going to keep blading. This isn't going to be no count out with this caliber of match. Maybe it was a production mess up. Big Rod said AEW is the best show on TV right now. This is amazing. AEW doesn't put on a bad show. Now it's all about marketing and production. This is way better than anything WWE has given us fans. Roll through by Danielson. I don't see this ref concerned for other wrestling stars when they're cut. It's a load of it's a rubbish. It's a load of nonsense. Days, don't forget WWE used to do rest holds during commercials. I never saw them though, did I? I mean, I wasn't watching. So what was happening during commercials for just people in live attendance? I mean, sucks. They shouldn't do it. But if they're doing a rest hold, then that's one thing. But just whatever that was. This has got nothing to do with WWE. Like, let's not get this mixed up. This is not a WWE AEW thing. You are allowed to watch an AEW match, love it, but then if they do something flipping stupid, say, that was flipping stupid, and it have nothing to do with WWE. Like, this is nothing to do with WWE. This is everything to do with AEW putting on a wonderful match that's still wonderful and just doing something really flipping stupid in the middle of it. Does it, like... Has it took me out of the match? Yes, it has. Is it completely ruining the match? Is the match now a complete write-off? No. No. We can get back into it. Certainly the people, like the crowd, still right there. I'm guessing the AEW fans will still be there. But you've got to know, because it's worth mentioning, there's going to be people watching this that are going to be like, what was that about? Why have they done that for? That's a load of rubbish. Danielson back in the ring. Hangman back in the ring. Is it 40 minutes? 41 minutes. 41 minutes. Why is the ref not counting? Are we talking about on the outside? That's literally what we were just talking about. No idea. So, figure 4 right now by Hangman. They're in the center, rolling. Danielson gets over to the ropes. Okay, so they're going to another commercial break. Let's see what they do in this commercial break. So, right now, we've got both fighters over by the ropes. Both guys are down. It was a figure 4. Get the feeling the referee might have just said to them that we're at commercial break. Hangman goes outside the ring. He grabs Danielson. He wraps Danielson's leg around the ropes, around the ring post. So Hangman on the outside, grabbing Danielson's leg again, wrapping it around the ring post. And third time, he's going over to get some more water. Hangman getting some more water. Still on the outside. Is the ref counting? Yeah, the ref's counting this time. Right, so this is now the longest match in the history of AEW. Strike to the midsection by Danielson. Big chop coming in by Hangman. Strikes coming in by Hangman. He's driving Danielson back. Bryan goes into the corner. Big kick there by Danielson. People, just watch it. Stop complaining. This match is boring. I want to see some other matches, says Zoom Station. Bryan pins him at the 60-minute mark. Hangman keeps his title. Bryan has a reason to stay in title contention. It's perfect booking. Alex said, longest match in AEW history. Yes, it should have ended 10 minutes ago. I think this one's going to divide opinion, innit, by the looks of it. Hangman grabbing the leg of Danielson. 1, 2. Danielson going for a pin, going for a kick. Dragon screw by Hangman. If they are going to reach the hour mark, we've got another 16 minutes to go. Danielson over by the ropes as Hangman is down on his knees. We've not had any "This is awesome" chants during this match. Danielson up on his feet. Insecurity kick. I want to see Hook versus Sammy for the TNT title. The match should have been 30 to 35 minutes. You must not care for technical wrestling. We'll get used to it. The Dragon is here. This is match of the night so far. Started off great, but since that ad break, it's drifted off big time. This is the longest commercial ever. 1, 2. Kick out by Hangman. There was a fight forever chant, but it did sound fake, says James Chadwick. Meltzer will give it 5 stars. Bryan said the crowd is dead. I gotta tell you, man, I was up until that flipping commercial thing, I was so into this. It seems like people in the chat are slowly giving up. Yeah, Meltzer will give this 5. Well, at least. I mean, I'm loving what I'm getting from Danielson. Elbows here by Danielson. Hangman getting over to the ropes. Let's see, what would we get? Final 14 minutes. Danielson is exposing his knee. And just advertising Moxley's new book. Danielson is grabbing Hangman. Headbutt by Danielson. Kick coming into the arm by Danielson. And again. Headbutt by Danielson. Kick to the midsection. So he's really kicking away here at Hangman. Picks up Danielson looking for a tombstone. Hits a tombstone pile driver to shoulder up by Danielson. So Danielson gets kicks out of a tombstone pile driver. There's a woman in the crowd that was really shocked. There's a "This is awesome" chant. This is awesome chant. We've had 2 ex-WWE talents as champion. Danielson has only been there 2 months. It's too soon for him to take the belt, says Heather. Eddie said Danielson is the better wrestler tonight. Austin said, I don't like the tombstone just being a move that everyone kicks out of unless they're kicking out when Taker or Kane uses it. I don't want that move to become the super kick. Crowd have been on their feet about 6 times, but they're dead. Don't think so. Winter is coming. It'll have passed when this is over, says Simpson 703. AEW dropped the ball with this match. It's Wyndham Rotunda. The match has ended by DQ. Hasn't. Danielson round the back of Hangman to kick out by Hangman. JR, GOAT, get well soon sign. No contest match. Days, I think we get Kyle and the Briscoes tonight because FTR confronted the Briscoes at Final Battle, says Liv and Zelina Stan. 50 minutes in, 10 minutes to go. Elbows coming into the side of the head by Danielson. They're both up top. Suplex by Danielson. Uh, 50 minutes. Absolute hats off because they're going the hour. Technically, the match didn't start at 8, so there is still some more time. That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. So, belly to back suplex by Danielson. Elbows coming in by Danielson. Danielson pulling back on the arm of Hangman. Both of these still battling away to see who is going to be champion. Kick coming into the side of the head. He's trying to pick up and drive Hangman on the edge of the ring. Hangman reverses. Oof. Danielson down on the outside. Referee is out checking on Daniel. Just count. What's he checking? This ref is awful. This ref is ruining this match. He's checked on them both. Look, stop telling him to get in the ring and just count. Right, well, Hangman's going up top anyway. Now he starts counting. Oh, and Danielson moves out the way. Hangman goes into the timekeeper's area. Referee back out again. This ref is atrocious. He is atrocious. Look, he's just not... He just wants to be a part of it. He just, like, won't leave him alone. Right, we've got Danielson on his knees. So, Hangman going through that timekeeper's area. Yeah, Danielson is exposing the floor. Danielson rolling in the ring to break the count. Comes back out again. How long we got? Well, 7 minutes, and as you said, there could be a little bit longer than that. This dude is worse than Aubrey Edwards. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd rather have Aubrey. At least she'll, like, count and not get in the way as much. Granted, all throughout she'll be doing gymnastics in the background, but... DDT by Danielson as Paige gets planted on the exposed floor. Danielson getting back into the ring. Rolling back out so that he can break the count. He's trying to do some more jumping jacks. Referee's back out again. Hangman getting back into the ring. Danielson is climbing up top. What's he doing? What's the ref doing? He's just gone over to Danielson and he's like this. I hate this ref. I really hate this ref. Right, how long we got? 5 minutes. Hangman chants. Summer is coming. Summer is coming. Right, we've got Hangman back up on his feet. I mean, it doesn't bother me that this goes an hour. That ain't bothering me at all. You know, back in the day, wrestling, a lot of championship matches went an hour. Ric Flair regularly did hour-long matches. So, it going an hour is not a problem. The ref's a problem. The stupid not counting the count-out was a problem. Danielson firing in a kick to Hangman. And again. Goes for another one. Hangman blocks it, I think. Clothesline. Danielson goes back. If we are back from commercial break, then we might be at the point where this is going to be the final segment of this match. Big clothesline again as Danielson is driven back. Goes in, boots. Kick by Danielson. We need 10 refs in the ring per wrestler watching from every angle. January is coming. Yeah. Right, here we go. Danielson up with elbows to the side of the head. Strikes to the side of the head by Danielson. Elbow to the side of the head by Danielson. Looking for another belly-to-back suplex. And Hangman over-rotates, lands on his feet, goes back in the corner, runs over. Big lariat. Big lariat by Hangman. Jerry Lawler would be in the shower with the belt 30 minutes ago. Brass knuckles. Spring break is coming. Yeah, he is counting. He is counting now. I'm surprised he didn't take half an hour to just check on both wrestlers about 50 times. Right, we've got Hangman up on his feet, goes over, forearm strike to Danielson. Danielson with the forearm strike to Hangman. Danielson going back against the ropes. Another forearm strike. Headbutts coming in. Picks up Hangman. Uppercut. Duck underneath. Roll through. 1, 2. Reversed. 1, 2. That was close. William, shout out to you, dude. Appreciate the support. Forearm strike by Hangman. Danielson with a forearm strike of his own. High kick there by Danielson, and Hangman goes down to his knees. Referee just move out the way, mate. Move out the way. Danielson might want to do something. You're flipping heads in the way. Have I mentioned how much I hate this referee? I get the feeling this referee, if he was in a relationship with him, he's like super clingy. He's always there. This guy just gives me the vibe. Is like, what you doing? Well, I'm just gonna go on the internet. Oh, what site you going on? Well, I was just gonna do a bit of Amazon shopping. Oh, what you looking at? Well, I'm just, some cooking stuff for the kitchen. What you cooking? My God, will you just give me some room? Will you just let me breathe? Kind of comes across like that kind of a guy. Right, Danielson has got the arms of Hangman, kicking away at Hangman's head. But the crowd are on their feet right now. Stomps to the side of the head by Danielson. Slapped by Danielson as Hangman is down. Hangman's blood's gone, by the way. His wound has healed? This match has gone so long, his wound has healed? Charging over. He was looking for the running knee. Gets planted down. 1, 2. Shoulder up by Danielson. Unbelievable. We are getting to that hour. Joaquin said, are you finding ways to bully the ref? I'm not finding ways to bully the ref. The only thing I'm going to say is that if he keeps being rubbish, I'm going to get on the phone to Hannibal. I'm going to give Hannibal a call. Hangman going over to Danielson. Hangman standing over Danielson. He's grabbing the arms, and now he's going to do to Danielson what Danielson just did to him. Stomping away at the side of the head. Hangman does that, goes over. The crowd are cheering. They're right there with him. He throws his elbow pad into the crowd. He's going to go for the buckshot. Hangman on the outside. Buckshot. Duck underneath by Danielson. He's going for the label. He's got the label locked in. I don't know if we've had any 5 minutes remaining. I don't think we've had any of that, have we? Are they just going to ring the bell? Strike coming into the side of the head. Didn't they used to do that? 30 minutes remaining. He's not, he hasn't tapped, and Danielson struggling to get the label applied again. Strikes coming into the legs by Hangman. Looking for a slingshot, and Danielson goes over the top. He's going to try and skin the cat, get back in, and he does. There we go, lariat by Hangman. Big roar by the crowd. The crowd enjoyed that. Danielson is down. Hangman on the outside. Over the top. Boom. Buckshot lariat connects. And the bell sounded. Buckshot lariat connects. Bell sounded. Time limit draw. Draw. What did you think of that match? What did you think of it? Let's get a poll. 5 stars. 4.5 to 4.75 stars. 4 to 4 to 5 stars. 3.75 or below. Just have a think about, out of 5, what would you give that match? Poll's going up right now, and we'll see what you think. My big takeaway is I want to punch that referee in the face. That's my big takeaway. Because I was crazy into it up until that ad thing. Some nice moments after. But do you think it's enough to get the 5? Do you think that it's in the 4s? Do you think it's 3.75? Maybe you think it's even below that? There we go. We go to commercial break. We are 1 hour, 6 minutes into Dynamite. And I'm going to be completely truthful. I don't mind a match going that long. I've got no problems with a match going that long. You don't see them in this day and age, but hour-long time limit draws like that used to be the norm back in the day, back in the old territories. That's something you used to get all the time. So it's a staple of wrestling. It's something that's always been in wrestling, and I honestly don't mind it. I think in this day and age, people are going to maybe struggle to give a match an hour of their time. I think they're also going to be disappointed at the fact that ultimately it's a draw. So, you know, but you got to think about other sports. Do you know what I mean? You got to think about when you watch, I don't know, American football and you get a draw, or you get soccer. And you watch that for, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and that ends in a draw. So these things happen in sport, which is why I don't mind it. But what did you think? We've had 400 votes. 400 votes. Austin thinks it's 425. We're not getting Wyndham. Well, let's have a look. We've had 400 votes come in, so it's going to be really interesting to see what people made of it. I think they did. Oh man, I'll tell you, it's split people. It's really split people. There's 28% of people think it's 5 stars. 4.5 to 4.75, 27%. 4 to 4.25 is 20%. And 3.75 or below is 25%. So a quarter of people think it's 3.75 or below. 20% of people, the lowest amount of people, think 4 to 4.25. Then you've got 28% of people now say 4.5 to 4.75. And then you've got 28% of people that think that's a 5-star match. So that's where we are. Moldy said, I think for me it's 5. Then the commercial thing, so I went to 4.5, and I'm just going to stay there. Charles said 4.25. Mitchell said, would have been better with no commercials, but I didn't mind the match. I have a 5 stars just because we don't see 60-minute matches a lot. Austin said 30-minute draw I'm fine with. 60 minutes, I don't know. Jason said stop with the long matches. I'll tell you what is interesting, though, is that hour-long draws have been in wrestling for, since day one, really. You can go back to the early 1900s and find draws that went on even longer than that. But that doesn't mean that it necessarily works in 2021 we know that people's attention spans are getting, shorter and shorter. This is the TikTok generation. So, I don't know. I mean, is it the right thing to do in 2021? Again, let me get it out there. I don't mind it. I don't mind an hour-long draw. I don't mind it at all. It'll be interesting. See where we get to with 500 votes. It's a really good snapshot, isn't it, to see what people are thinking, gauging that initial reaction. So you can have a look at, make sure you vote in and getting your thoughts in. At the moment, I can tell you, well, I'll tell you when we get there, 2 more votes to go, and then we'll have 500 votes. 2 more votes to go. BG Thriller said the match was great, technical work rate, but the productions suck, by the way. AEW Shills compare this to Omega versus Danielson. It's not even close to a 3-star even. Would have been better without the commercial thing, but I didn't mind the match. I have 5 stars because we don't see 60-minute matches a lot. So, Mitchell, shout out to you, my friend. Alexis, shout out to you. BG Thriller, shout out to you as well. We've had over 500 votes. We've got 31% now. The largest amount of people think it's 5 stars. 26% think 4.5 to 4.75. 19% think 4 to 4.25. 24% say 3.75 or below. Iron Match would have been better. Other than that, it wasn't mind-boggling, nor was it terrible. The crowd saved it, 3.6. Okay, we've got this. We're moving on. I mean, we need to move on. We've got 3 matches to get in 49 minutes. We've got Wardlow against Matt Sydal. Still getting people's thoughts. Wrapped up the poll. Thought we might as well so that we can move on to the matches that are coming up now. So the final result, 517 votes. Real quick snapshot. 30% of people said 5 stars. 26% of people said 4.5 to 4.75. 23% of people said 3.75 or below. 18% of people said 4 to 4.25. Kenny and Hikaru had a 60-minute draw, and it's classed as one of the best matches in the last 10 years. There's nothing wrong with time limit draws, says Daniel. This match will be quick and save time. This is a filler match. Let's go Wardlow. The ref was annoying and checking on them after every move. This was just watching. This is like watching Batman versus Superman. John said they need to have a rematch with no time limit. God, we might be here for a month. Which they should have done with Kenny and Bryan, but they didn't. Match was great. Played with everyone emotionally, says Jonathan. The big announcement they talked about was a 8-man tag on Friday. Should have been a 30-minute time limit. That's enough damn time, said Zoom Station. Right, Wardlow has dominated this. Sean Spears is telling him to go for the pin. Powerbombs him down. 1, 2, 3. Wardlow wins. Wardlow wins a squash. Sean Spears, we don't get paid by the hour. Sean Spears is using the chair. He's going in his pocket. His phone's going off. We're live, pal. Max needs you to pick up some champagne for him, so we're really building towards the Wardlow MJF split. So Sean Spears taking a phone call that Wardlow needs to go and pick up some champagne. Ty Conti and Penelope Ford. Wardlow looking good as usual. So the ring is more important than the world title. Days, do you think we'll get a surprise tonight? Don't know, to be honest. Don't know. I mean, I think we'll get... I thought we would get Kyle O'Reilly, but then that was when I thought we were getting a show that was going to have a main event, and... Well, I mean, this will have a main event, but obviously we've just had what we expected as the main event, so... I don't know, perhaps they want that title match to be the talking point. Keith Lee tonight. Maybe. Okay, you guys are going to get Shida and Deeb soon. Just chill. You choose this over a Wednesday party. So much wrong with that. Dave's favourite 60-minute match ever. Oh, wow. I mean, Ric Flair and Sting had some, didn't they, that were brilliant. Isn't there... How long? I can't remember now, but do you remember the Kurt Brock kind of Iron Man match? That went on for a while on SmackDown. I forget how long that actually went for, though. But the first one that comes to mind is Ric Flair versus Sting. So I would probably go with that. But the easy answer would also be, of course, Omega and Okada. I mean, those matches, I've said before, the Omega-Okada matches are really this generation's Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat matches. So, but I did love the Ric Flair Sting matches. That you're going back to the late 80s when Sting's just first breaking in, and he's having to dig deep to try and to be the man. You got to beat the man. I mean, the NWA champion had some, like, as we said before, there was loads of great 60-minute matches that Harley Race was having and Ric Flair was having with, various different opponents throughout the 80s, like Barry Windham and Sting and Dusty and Harley. And, I mean, there's loads, but there's not loads that I've seen in truth. Because they're all outside of WWE. There's not many examples in WWE, or I don't know if you'd find many on the WWE network. A lot of them happened in the territories in NWA. So I think Bruno had quite a few, in all fairness, in the 60s. But again, that ain't going to be on the network. So it's hard to find footage of those. But... yeah, the ones the Ric Flair Sting one comes to mind, and then of course Omega and Okada. Brett Shawn, yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah. Found a list of 60-minute matches. I've tweeted it. Says Blazed Radio. I watched a 22-hour tennis match. That was long. HBK Shawn was 65. Brett said, I love AEW. This is stupid booking with the obvious Wardlow angle. Flair Sting's 60-minute matches was Sting's launch to greatness. What is this? Is this Malachi? Is this Malachi? Malachi with some cards. Walking around like a house. He's in a living room. It's completely empty. It's... Who's that? Is that Zelina Vega? They don't look like Zelina Vega hands. Wyndham is coming. Well, it looks like he is inducting someone, isn't it, to, the House of Black. And he spits on their face. And he gives them a necklace. What did he say? There's so much more than a king. What did he say? You're so much more than a king. Did he say you're so much more than a king? Here's Serena Deeb. Brody King. Now you're so much more than a king. It's Brody King. Well, who's won King of the Ring? Maybe it's someone that's won King of the Ring. Perhaps it's Xavier Woods. It ain't going to be King Barrett, is it? I doubt it's going to be King Booker. It's not going to be Sheamus. I'm trying to think who's won King of the Ring recently. Hikaru Shida. Flair Sting in 88 was 45 minutes, but one of the greatest for sure, says Blaze Radio. Flair Sting had judges at the end. It did have judges at the end. Yeah, forgot about that bit. John said, isn't Brody King taller than that mystery guy was? Rachel said, this is my first time watching AEW, and I am enjoying it so far. Well, it's a weird one, in all fairness. The forbidden door is broken. The forbidden door is broken. It's Xavier Woods. Deeb over in the corner as Shida throws in some strikes. Kicks coming in by Deeb. Is there ever a question that you get tired of hearing? Also, thoughts on Undertaker Kurt Angle from No Way Out 2006? Is there a question I get tired of hearing? Alex Bloomfield. Not really. Not that I can think of. I know that there was a lot of people asking earlier about like the Kevin Owens situation, but yeah, you have to expect that when it's like news. I think the thing that kind of caught me off guard with with that situation was the fact that I didn't think it was that big of news. I mean, I kind of saw it and I was like, okay. But I don't know. It just seems to be like something everyone was talking about. I don't know if it's because everyone had got themselves into the mindset that it was absolutely 100% going to go that way, going to go to the point where he was going to join AEW. Perhaps people just can't believe he's decided to not do it. I genuinely don't know. But yeah, that was one that people kept asking about earlier. Kind of caught me a bit off surprise. This is a match I'm really looking forward to as well, by the way. I love Serena Deeb. So much more than a king could reference Brody King. He was with Ring of Honor. Why would they add Bray if they have Black doing Bray cult stuff? It's going to be the original King, Harley Race. We've got... it's going to be Jerry the King Lawler, guys. It's going to be Jerry the King Lawler. Right, we've got Aubrey as the ref for this one, as Serena Deeb talks down the camera. Vape Ross Vape says, I was in the third row for Flair Wyndham. That was a 60-minute Crockett Cup. I don't think I've seen that one. But the Crockett Cup, I think, is on the network. We watched one of the Crockett Cups in recent years, and we found out that the old Crockett Cups are on the WWE network. So, yeah, that's probably on there in all fairness. And you was at that. That's amazing. King of the Ring winners in the last 13. Woods, Shinsuke, Corbin, Barrett, Sheamus, Regal, Booker, Brock, Edge, Angle, Billy Gunn, Shamrock, Triple H, Austin. There's not really anyone there. I mean, they've got Billy Gunn, but I mean, that would be a very underwhelming thing, wouldn't it? I don't think they're going to go with Shamrock or anyone like that. I don't think it'll be Booker. Yeah, I don't know, man. Perhaps Brody King is the one. It's going to be King Kong Bundy. It's going to be the Burger King. It's going to be Triple H. Guys, he's had enough. Have you seen how they've treated him? Triple H has had enough. He's joined the House of Black. Brother, me too. Deeb is the best pure wrestler on the roster. Serena Hart. Do you know, she could be a Hart. She could be a Hart. If it turned out she was like Bret's sister, I'd be like, that totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Right, here we go. Deeb. In control. Goes back, nice. Look, she's like fed up. Serena Deeb's like, oh man, this is so easy. Legend Killer said, come on, Serena Deeb, you can do this. Why haven't you checked your email? I've sent an email. I checked it yesterday for the Wrestling Escape Pod, but I don't always get a chance to check it every day. Doppelganger said, if it's Triple H, the internet will explode. Vince will explode. If it's a king, it would have to be Zelina's husband. Is she cheating? Technically, he's a king, isn't he? If she's a queen, does that make him a king anyway? Perhaps he's talking to himself. It's the egg. It's the egg. It's going to be Vince McMahon's pencil. Over or under 70%, it's going to be the egg. Strikes coming in by Shida. Undertaker vs. Kurt Angle from No Way Out, only 29:38. It definitely felt longer than that. Oh, yeah. I didn't know why he was mentioning that match. I mean, yeah. Jerry Lawler. Imagine if Coco, Beware, and Frankie. Brody King, and then next up is Vincent, a.k.a. the Horror King and leader of the Righteous from Ring of Honor. Suplex. I don't watch Ring of Honor, so if it's going to be like something from Ring of Honor, I'm gonna need to be introduced to it. I tell you what, that dude has got a different Vince sign. Vince is living in that guy's head rent-free, isn't he? Strikes coming in by Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb is pulling back on the leg of Shida. I mean, we've been at commercial break. I think we are back from commercial break now. Kicks coming in by Serena Deeb. Wrestling Days is in the House of Black. Deeb's taking off the covering to the turnbuckle. Just looking for a net breaker. Net breaker. Yeah, that was moody, man. Here we go. Picks up Shida. Plants her down. 1, 2. Kick out. Knees to the head now by Shida. Look at this. Look at that by Deeb. Look at that. It is a great bridge. That is great. She's trying to get over to the ropes. She's going to get there. Shida gets to the ropes, and Deeb's got to break the hold. Frustration on the face of Deeb. She is a great submission wrestler. She's going over to Shida. Right. Nice. Great net breaker, and she's kept a hold of it as well. 2 in a row. Ooh, lovely counter, though, by Shida. That was nice. Planted Deeb. It's really good. Bryan Hangman match was 8-time limit draw. Haven't they already wrestled twice? They need more women. Well, this is the 1-1. So this is the rubber match. This is to decide who takes it. Of course, I'm expecting Shida to win, but it should be Deeb. Axe kick. Deeb picked up on the shoulders, round the back, looking for backslide, gets it, but Shida goes over. She's grabbed her head. What's she looking for? Double under. What's she going for? Pile driver, reversed. She goes over the top. 1, no, reversed. Oh, all the way through. Single leg Boston. Single leg Boston. Wow, I mean, that was... It's so good. Like, we've just had a reversal into reversal into a reversal. And right now, she's got a single leg Boston Crab. She's pulling back on the leg of Hikaru Shida. Strike coming in by Shida. Strike's coming back by Deeb. Deeb going over to the corner. She's trying to pull at the turnbuckle pad. She's exposed that top turnbuckle. So she's grabbing Shida, taking her over to the corner. Nothing. Back elbows coming in by Shida. Deeb running over. Ooh. Rolled up. 2. Reversed. Ooh. I thought she was going to get... I thought it was going to be Deeb that went into that corner. Oh, almost was. Nice kick. Takes her leg down. Oh, and she does. Serena Deeb goes into it. 1, 2, 3. So Deeb ends up Deeb ends up going into the corner that she exposed, and Shida gets the win. It's kind of a creative way to keep Deeb still looking strong. That was good. I enjoyed that. That was better than the Bryan match, says Minty. AEW refs really love to be the center of attention. Can't believe WWE could only think of her being a coach. She is brilliant. You're a coward. You're a coward for what you did to Julia. Whose side are you on? Next week, I'm going to break your jaw. Well, there we go. 25 minutes to go. It's hard to believe that Deeb shaved her head in WWE. Rockin' Robin would wrestle circles around these ladies. Rockin' Robin, man. Put respect on that name. Yeah. So ahead of her time. She was great. Rockin' Robin. I really hope Dante Martin beats MJF and breaks his stupid streak. I think he will. I'm guessing CM Punk's going to get involved. So that's what I'm thinking. That match was good. Really good. It really makes me wonder, did they have the match start the show and go 60 minutes in hope that people would stay tuned through the show? Yes. Definitely. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a negative thing. Like, it's good booking. So, as we said earlier, you start the show, you grab people's attention. If people have stuck with it for 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, are they really going to just wander off? Chances are they want to see how it ends, and boom, you've got them going into the second hour as well. So, it'd be very interesting to see what the ratings do for Winter Is Coming. Jake the Snake's little sister, Rockin' Robin. Can't believe it's almost over, says Mike. 20 minutes left, and the only good thing so far was Wardlow destroying Sydal. BDB 1912 said, I don't think Wyndham's coming tonight. No, I don't think so. LB said, Barry Windham closes the show. Hashtag Wyndham is coming. Jake Snake, I love jaw breaking threats. Said Zoom Station. Jason said ratings won't be good. I think they'll be all right. I think there was a lot of hype for Winter Is Coming. I think Winter Is Coming had some real hype, and I am expecting it to be the case that there's going to be a lot of excitement. A lot of people wanted to watch Hangman. Bryan Danielson. I think they would have tuned in. I think we were all shocked when that started the show. And then, the question is, did people stick around? Did people stick around during that hour to find out who wins? Was the match good enough to get people to stick around and go into the second hour? I mean, it's going to be so interesting. This will be one of the more interesting ratings. I've long given up caring about the ratings and who's doing what. But this one, I'll be really interested to see how it does. Because, it's interesting. Did that hour-long match hold people's attention? We're seeing Hook. So good. I believe in Hook. Wyndham is here. He's not coming. Let him in. The GOAT Hook. Taz said we're just getting started, I promise you. Eddie Kingston is going to be part of Rampage. Hook hairspray products coming soon. Send Hook to save the show. First match ends in a draw. There has to be a major debut tonight, says LB. Owen Hart Cup announcement supposedly tonight. Well, we've only got 20 minutes, haven't we? MJF then. Here we go. Okay, MJF making his way out. MJF versus Dante Martin. So this has never lost a singles match on Dynamite. MJF, that's an interesting fact. I love that fact. I love that fact. Has never lost a match on Dynamite. Got a feeling he will tonight. MJF's got the microphone. You suck, chance. Did you hear about Jeff Rowe passing away? I did, yes, I did. MJF saved the show. You might like me more, Texas, if I was like you, anti-education and pro-incest. CM Punk chants. Okay. Taz saying he's just getting started because Team Taz has a bone to pick with Dante Martin. I've got a feeling there'll be plenty of extra people involved in this match. He calls CM Punk the new Ryback. It doesn't hit as hard, to be honest, because he's already called. That's just a rehash. That's just a rehash of the Miz line. He said you're like a less popular Miz or something like this. So calling CM Punk like the new Ryback. It's just kind of a bit of a rehash of that. It's just interesting that Ryback gets a mention, and it'll be very interesting to see how Ryback reacts to that. Ryback to AEW confirmed. If there isn't a surprise, I'm going to be disappointed, said Jessen. MJF is such a schmuck. Didn't MJF say the Miz line? No, it was CM Punk. CM Punk called MJF and what was it? A less popular Miz. Here's Dante. Dante Martin making his way down. We got 16 minutes to go. I don't know if there's an overrun at all. Is Wyndham coming to AEW tonight? I don't think so. We're not getting Wyndham tonight. We're getting Ryback. Days I'm watching Winter Is Coming. So am I, bud. And let's see how this final match goes. The ring is put on a plinth outside the wrestling ring. The diamond ring is on a plinth. Headlock takeover as Dante Martin kips up. MJF goes back into the corner and berates the crowd. That same dude that's like talking about Vince has got a sign that says Cornette is out of touch. Seeing MJF doing a strut. The Curryman returns tonight. Have you looked at 271 card headlined by Adesanya Whitaker? I did, yeah, I did. And I haven't heard the latest, but after UFC 269, Dana was asked about that. And apparently Adesanya's making noises that that's not a confirmed match. So I don't know what the situation is there. Dante jumping over the top, flips MJF over. Drop kick. Ryback is dangerous. CM Punk called him dumb as. They said Tony Khan has got an announcement. When's that coming? Is that coming at the end of the show, is it? Dante Martin on the outside. Tried to do a springboard, but no joy. MJF goes out the ring. Days I like Sammy Guevara. To heel says Dante needs a character. Right, we've got MJF outside the ring. Dante goes out after him. Goes around on the outside as MJF is backing up. Gets in the ring, so does Dante. MJF tries to drop an elbow. Dante gets pushed to the outside, goes into the railing. So Dante is down. Is it Tony Khan in disguise with the Vince and Cornette signs? I don't know, he's wearing glasses, isn't he? This reminds me of Raw in 98 when they should sometimes have Steve Blackman or Al Snow in the main event and have the Austin match earlier. Minty says, I'm watching PWG clips. So someone in the crowd sticking their fingers up at MJF, and MJF is going crazy at the fan. Throws Dante in the ring. Down goes Dante. MJF in control. That same guy has got a sign now that says heel Cody equals ratings. Okay, so MJF stomping on the arm. We're in picture-in-picture. Did Adam Page versus Bryan Danielson happen? Yeah, started the night. Malachi Black promo gave me Court of Wyndham vibes. Any chance they work together? Maybe, but I'm really not expecting that to be Wyndham. That I don't think that's how you bring him in as a subservient to Malachi. I mean, Malachi just gave him a necklace and spat him in the face and said, you're more than a king. I mean, I don't really see the connection there to Wyndham, nor would I want to be looking for one, because I just don't think that's how you bring him in with a segment like that. But could they work together? Maybe, but you wouldn't want to see Wyndham as part of the House of Black, would you? Like, you'd want him doing his own thing, really. Knee to the back by MJF. Dante is only 20. That's crazy, isn't it? Does that mean he's younger than Cora Jade? That's crazy. Smirk on the face of MJF as he's taking his time. We're, I think, coming into the final 10 minutes. How the F is Dante only 20? Armbar by MJF. Here we go, Dante getting up to his feet. Knee strike to the midsection by MJF. Picks up Dante. Strikes coming in by Dante. 2. Against the ropes. Off. Gets planted down. 1, 2. MJF using the ropes. I don't know why the referee kicked his legs. I'm not sure that's what the ref's there to do. Dan Lambert returns to AEW on Rampage. 10-man tag on Rampage as well. Is Rush with Dante? There's no one with him? Oh yeah, there is still a big announcement to come from Tony Khan. What would qualify as a big announcement? I mean, maybe he's going to bring in Kyle O'Reilly. Would that be the big announcement? Is that classed as a big announcement? Would bringing in Kyle O'Reilly be a big announcement? They said still to come. We got a big announcement from Tony Khan, so over the top. MJF goes to the outside. Dante comes crashing down on MJF. Wyndham will attack Tony Khan. Dante comes crashing down onto MJF. Announcement is going to be the Owen Hart Cup. You have to wait for Wednesday only for it to never be announced. Is the announcement tonight or on Wednesday? They've booked Madison Square Garden. He said there's still an announcement to come, but I'm guessing that's tonight. Wednesday, I meant Friday. I don't know why I said no. Maybe we've got to wait till Wednesday. Shooting star off the top rope. AEW is leaving TNT and they're going to make their debut on TBS. O'Reilly is coming on Friday during the 8-man tag. Has he been announced? I didn't see him get announced. Forearm strike by Dante. Where is the one formerly known as Braun? He showed up in Ring of Honor. But I don't know how long he's going to be there for. We've got 7 minutes to go. Dante in control against MJF. Strikes by Dante. Oh, bad strikes. Bad strikes. He's missing his head by a mile. He's actually punching the turnbuckle pad. Bad. He's been doing really well in this match. But we've said before, strikes are so hard to make look good. It's one of the reasons why I was really impressed with Hook. Hook's body shots looked brilliant. Backslide by Dante. Roll up by Dante. Small package. Headlock takeover by MJF. Shoulder up by Dante. Managed to get head scissors, and MJF kicks out. Duck underneath by Dante. Up over the top. That's nice. Rolls up MJF too. MJF reverses. He's trying to roll up Dante. MJF going over. 1, 2. Take over by Dante. We've just got lots of little pin attempts now. I've never been a fan of these because, I mean, it just kind of feels like, you know, you haven't done enough to beat your opponent. So just constantly like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, like, at some point you've got to accept that it's not going to result in a 3. Dante rolls out the ring. Days, did you notice that Wyndham never showed up because he's not coming, says Justin. Well, I did notice. It's the Owen Hart Cup, probably. Cole said he's got a surprise next week for the Bucks. Okay. Finger up by MJF. He talks about CM Punk struggling with underwhelming talent, and look at him here. Over the top, lands on Ricky. Ricky Starks comes down and he puts MJF's foot on the rope. Ricky Starks has just screwed Dante out of it. So this match continues. MJF takes Dante down. Oh, and he taps. MJF wins. I really thought CM Punk was coming down to cost MJF. Three-peat for MJF. Dante is screwed out of it. Boring show, says Johnny. Where is Ryback and Top Dollar's debut? FTR have come down and they're picking up MJF. Lights have gone out. Lights are out. Malachi? Sting. I was thinking Malachi, but it's Sting and Darby. It's Sting! Here the Briscoes. Wow, they've changed. They look different. Kicks by Sting. It's Sting! CM Punk chants. CM Punk. Diddle-a-dun, diddle-a-dun. Are we still going to get this Tony announcement? CM Punk making his way down with baseball bat. And there we go. Everyone's been chased off. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Smile on the face of MJF. Here's Punk. So, 6-man tag's been made. FTR and MJF against Punk, Sting and Darby Allin. That graphic was quick. Flip! How did they get the graphic so quick? Where's the Tony Khan announcement? Where's the Tony Khan announcement? That was the announcement. What happened? Where's the Tony Khan announcement? I don't know what's happened with that. What do you rate the show? What do you rate the show? Hey, come on. What do you rate it? 8 to 10. 7 to 7.5. 6 to 6.75. 5.75 or below. There we go. Lights went out at the end. I was thinking Malachi. I don't know why. I would imagine there'd be some thinking Wyndham. It turned out to be Sting. I don't know what happened with the Tony Khan announcement unless it's happening after. The Tony Khan announcement was that Wyndham is never coming. They said Tony Khan just announced next week's trios match. That was the announcement. So that was the announcement. Okay. And yeah, I mean, the show, I think a large part of the show is going to be if you enjoyed that first match. I think if you really enjoyed the first match, I think I really enjoyed the Serena Deeb match. Main event didn't quite do it for me. Wardlow squash is just a squash. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people think. Be interesting. J14 said 6.5. Austin says 6. Anna says 5. Mitchell said that show could have been a lot better. No debuts. Wangman is coming. Oh, I'm a big fan of Wangman. 1987 Big Fan says 4. Butterstotch says 5.75. 6. Underwhelming show. 6. Underwhelming AF. They said still to come. Tony Khan has got a big announcement. 9 said Flubber. 6 says Airflow. 6.5 says Master Chief. It was a waste of Winter Is Coming. I honestly thought it was Dem Boys the Briscoes when the lights went out. Trey Gaming said 5.75. We got a 6.5. We can all say that Wyndham is going back to WWE. You can say it. You can say whatever you want. Tony Khan's announcement, William Hensey is my lover and we are going to Mars. Wow. Deutschland via Baden says 6. Mac Davis says 5. Hayden says 6. Sonny said 5 to 6. Blaze with 7. Ricky KB, shout out to you. I like AEW, but tonight's show was underwhelming. Tony Khan announcing that Kevin Owens has re-signed with WWE, says David. Tony Khan's announcement is we didn't get Kevin Owens. Good night, everyone. Good night. Days, was there a Jimmy Rave graphic at the start? Not that I saw. No, not that I saw. Shane's Warped World Creation said very underwhelming show. Christopher said, when the lights went out, definitely thought Briscoes. Ring of Honor's lights went out. It was FTR. False advertising. Mitchell, shout out to you, said, is it wrong to feel like winter just never came? My take on this tonight is that I think the first match being an hour is fine. I think being a draw is fine. I think the problem was that the match had a slow start. It started to build. I really think the nonsense outside the ring, for me, derailed it. There's some nice stuff after. There is a "This is awesome" chant after. The crowd are still absolutely with it. The crowd, I think, were really good. It goes an hour. For me, that match is like maybe 3.5, 3.75, something around that ballpark. I think that it was setting up nicely. I appreciate the fact they went an hour. I appreciate their conditioning and their cardio, but there wasn't there just wasn't loads in that match that was making me like, oh my God, which way's this going to go? There was a few nice moments in there towards the end, but over an hour, it's a long time. I don't mind the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes building, but then, you've got to really be getting somewhere at the end. And as I said, there was definitely some nice moments. I can see why people enjoyed it. My big problem with it was that the stuff outside the ring derailed it. I'm just going to be honest. It derailed it. And I then found myself struggling to get back into it and to genuinely care. Like, I was watching it, and I could see there was some nice stuff, but the referee was doing my head. The referee completely ruins that match for me. Not only does that moment happen, but then the referee keeps checking on him, getting in the way, and he's just get out the way. Get out the way. You're the referee. You're not a focus of the match. So not a disaster by any means. I think it's a match that's going to divide opinion. Will Meltzer give it 5 stars? I think there's a chance. I don't think to be honest, I would be surprised if Meltzer gives it 5 stars. I've said before that when you see a 5-star match, you just know. You go, that was 5 stars. You just absolutely know. For me, 3.5, 3.75, somewhere around that ballpark. So, that's where we are going into the first hour. Then after that, we get the Wardlow squash. That doesn't really do anything. Sean Spears is really annoying, but that's part of the story, so that's fine. Serena Deeb match I thought was really good. I was really enjoying that. Reversal after reversal after reversal. It's just great. I mean, I enjoy her matches, and I think her matches with Shida have been really good. I honestly don't care if I get to see another one. If they have to do a 4th and a 5th, I don't care. If they do a best of 7, I don't care. I think their matches have been really enjoyable. So, yeah, I was into that. So that picked my score up. And then I think the main event a bit underwhelmed. I think the Dante Martin is a great wrestler. Some of his strikes looked a little bit off. I do think that AEW have got a problem whereby when they go to commercial break, it sucks the life out of matches. I'm so over hearing the commentator saying, right, we've just got to go for a short commercial break, and then the match is going to die a death. Now, you lot might not see that. I do see it on Fight. They need to know that there is an international audience. There are people that are still watching. And the fact that the matches just die when you go to commercial break is a real problem. I get the argument that, well, they do it in WWE, but I ain't watching it. When you go to commercial break, you go to commercial break. The only people that would see it would be people that are there live. Whereas this is on Fight TV. If you want to watch AEW live in the UK, you've got it. Fight TV is your only option. So everyone in the UK that stays up to watch it sees the matches just die a death when you go to commercial break. I don't get why they do that. I really don't get why they do that. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, at a house show, you put on a show for the whole, couple of hours. Just put a show on. Just keep putting on matches. I can understand you saying to the wrestlers, don't do anything massive because we're a commercial break. But in fairness, even if they did something massive, you could go, guys, welcome back. This is what you missed during the commercial break. And then show a replay of it. You could absolutely do that. Or just get them doing some stuff, and just nothing big. I don't get why the matches just... I mean, literally, there's people just, lying down, and that's it. Just selling, and then wait till you come back. So, I really think they need to change that. I think it really does derail matches. And sometimes as well, you don't even know, you don't hear that they've gone to commercial break, and the matches just die. So, like, they're having a good contest, back and forth, and then all of a sudden the pace just completely falls away. It would be like listening to an album, and the album's like, boom, 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 and you're like, okay, into this, boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, go, boom, boom. You'd grab a stick, and you'd start poking at your flipping CD player or whatever. It was like, and then after like a few minutes, do you know what I mean? Like, you would find that a little bit jarring, I'm sure. It's the exact same thing with wrestling. Like, it's got a lovely pace to it. It's got a lovely flow to it. They've got to sort that. It's such a stupid thing that they could easily fix. And it's just that they're not thinking about it. So, yeah, it seems that they're just focused on, like, the American audiences. I don't even know how many people around the world get to see all that stuff, you know? But if you wondered, I wonder what goes on in the commercial break. Nothing! Nothing goes, literally. It's like they turned them off. Mitchell said, looking back on it, I have to pull back my 5-star rating. I'm thinking about it. It seems like they went an hour just to tell people that they did go an hour. That's fine. Look, I mean, go with your gut, mate. If your gut says it's 5 stars, then go with your gut. I mean, for me, a 5-star match, I am never going to tell you how to score the show. We've all got different scales. Yeah, you score the show how you score the show. The only thing I can tell you is that I know when it's a 5-star match to me because at the end, there's no doubt. And there is nothing anyone could say to change my mind. Like, it's 5 stars. I know why it's 5 stars. I know what I've enjoyed. The pacing, the build, the emotion, the storytelling, the selling, all the stuff that goes into a match. If they've got you and they've grabbed you and you are right there and you're hanging on every second and you are loving it, then, you know, and the match ends and you don't want it to, then, and you just go, that's 5 stars. That is 5 stars. Then that's a 5-star match to you. To me, that wasn't. It wasn't even close. To me, again. And I think that tonight's show's probably around about that 6.75 mark. Kind of, I'm feeling about 6.5, 6.75. I mean, I'll go 6.75. I think that you know, that first match is 3.5, yeah, to 3.75. So that's around about 6.75-ish, yeah. I think then, I mean, 3.5, what would that take it to? 3.5 would take it to a 7. Wardlow doesn't really do much. Serena Deeb takes it up a little bit, but then MJF brings it right back down. I think then the fact the lights go out and it's a bit of an underwhelming reveal kind of means that I'm quite happy to just settle on a 6.75. I think 6. My gut tells me this show is 6.5 to 6.75, and I'll go with the higher. I'll go with the higher. So yeah, no surprises, no real OMG moments, nothing to necessarily freak out about. I think the biggest talking point is the hour-long draw. I think that will split opinion a bit. I think there'll be people out there that got bored of it. I think there'll be people out there that really enjoyed it and loved it and think it's 5 stars. Yeah, and I think I'm sort of in the middle, to be honest, on that. So that's where I am. That's where I am with tonight's show. I think that we might as well end the poll. We've had 392. And I can tell you 28% of people went 8 to 10. 24%. Look how close this is. It's nearly 25, 25, 25, 25. Again, we've had 28 at 8 to 10. 24 at 7 to 7.75. 23 at 5.75 or below. And then 22 at 6 to 6.75. So nearly 400 votes. And we've almost had 25, 25, 25, 25. But it is 8 to 10. That comes out on top. It's great, but the ending did disappoint. Come on, Bray was rumoured to be there, but he didn't, said Blue and Jewel. Daniel said there was a reason why Tony said in an interview the other day about possible debuts to look out for over the next couple of AEW shows and not just Winter Is Coming. He didn't have one for tonight. If they would have added Jericho or Cody, Omega or other stars, it would have helped. Brendan says 9.7. John said parts of it were 5s, but then the rest of it in that ending. I agree. I actually thought the 15 minutes, the first 15 felt like we were going to 5-star town. Definitely. First 15, and then like I remember there being like a big power move, and it's building, and yeah, I mean it definitely had the very good foundation. I feel sorry for them both as well, because I don't think it's their fault. It's not Hangman's fault, and it's not Danielson's fault. I'm not blaming them. I think both of them did great jobs. I do think the referee distracts. I do think some of the booking is a little bit strange. And I think the hour in 2021, an hour-long draw is gonna divide opinion, I think. So just having that as the finish, I think, was always going to divide opinion. For me, as I keep saying, I don't mind it. So for me, that would not stop me from giving it 5 stars. If that was Volta versus Dragunov and it went an hour and it was a draw, that wouldn't stop me giving it 5 stars. But yeah, it's the other bits that we mentioned that did. If Wyndham came out, would you want him to be a Fiend type character or a whole new character? No. New character. AEW stands ain't ever Wyndham. I think we're just getting a few final points. 5 stars, but the ref is checking on one of the stars, so it's 4. Listen, that ref ain't leaving that star alone. Then he's going to be checking on it all night long. Primo said, have you noticed how TNT a lot of the times cut AEW segments and matches and go straight into commercial without letting segments fully finish? I don't watch it on there, so I watch it on Fight, so I don't know that I see the same. Days, it has to be Brody King now. Apparently he's just signed and he's now all elite. Oh, so it is Brody King then. Okay. Breaking news, Brody King signs with AEW. Hayden, shout out to you, my friends. Right, well, there we go. We've stuck around for some breaking news. And that breaking news is that Brody King has joined AEW, which is a good pickup. And seems like he's probably on his way to the House of Black. I think it's a bit of a shame that we didn't get to see his face during that segment. So where, like, Malachi says you're more than a king now. It would have been good if he'd turned around and we'd seen it was him. Because now they've just gone and flipping announced it. So I don't really understand. Unless it's not him, but I think you've got to say it looks like it probably is. So right, we're done anyway. Awesome, guys. Really appreciate the support. We will be back on this channel tomorrow for the Jake Paul press conference. That is this weekend, Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. We have got a match on football days, and of course we're back on Friday with SmackDown and Rampage as we build towards that Jake Paul fight at the weekend. And who knows? I mean, it is true that it was said that there are going to be some big shows to end the year out. So Tony Khan seems to be looking at Dynamites leading up to the switchover as being, all of them being quite big. So perhaps like we were under the impression that Winter Is Coming is going to be, the big one. But perhaps Tony has got other plans. Perhaps he looked at this and thought, well, the MJF Dante Martin match and the hour-long Daniel Bryan match will be enough for this week's show, but maybe he's saving those surprises for the future, so we'll have to wait and see. Awesome, guys. Really appreciate the support as always. Hope you had a great evening, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.